know.
Trap and make a pet out of them.
Okay, well,
Yeah, make a pet out of it.
they're the worst. They're the freaking worst.
I have yet to hear somebody was successful getting them inside one of those box-type live traps.
They're smart.
They are smart.
Smart. They're destructive.
You know what I have problems with is woodpeckers.
Clickers?
Absolutely.
I had no idea a
And they're
woodpecker.
protected.
I had no idea they could go
and
through
you know what?
concrete. Did you know they can make a hole through concrete?
They're protected too.
They are?
And they'll ruin your fucking stucco.
Dude,
dad
the
had
building,
one.
you should see what they've done to the building, the business.
My dad hung a piece of like bright green ribbon, long piece, and they never come back because they think it's a snake.
Really?
Just hung it up where they were pecking at.
Really?
So like ribbon.
Like a rope or?
Yeah, rope, whatever, something that
Huh.
emulates the snake.
That's the only thing I've heard they're afraid of is owls. I've heard that.
Yeah, he hung it up and they were pecking on his on the side of his house on the air inlet, and he just hung it up there. They haven't come back.
I always thought woodpeckers were little. Like hummingbirds.
Well, they can be little.
Dude, they look like pigeons.
Yeah.
Those bad boys are.
But some of them are little.
Them bad boys are giant.
Years ago, my dad has wood siding on his house, and he was having a problem with them. And they had dug a hole probably like
Aren't some of them are this big?
They're
Yeah.
big. They're like that.
Well, some are like this, some are like this.
They're big.
Woody Woodpecker was the big one, but
Don't believe it.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Today is car day. Yes, that doesn't mean we only talk about cars. We also talk about any problems, questions, and complaints you have. But Friday is a day to emphasize cars. We have Jeff Bick with us from Kimmer Transmission. We have Andy Barella from Colorado Springs Dodge. He's the service director. Showing us a little bit about a lot. And then Trent Pickering, son of Randy Pickering. Trent and his brother now run the place while Randy is taking it easy on the golf course. But this is a family tradition. In fact, Pickerings have been with me for years and years and years and years on the referral list. They're in Lakewood in Arvada, right? Arvada, right? Okay. Welcome, Trent, by the way. This is your first time here, so chime in. That's how we do it. You just chime in. All right? What's the number one problem you're seeing right now? Anything special pop up with the hot weather?
Yeah, AC work is definitely moving right now.
AC work. What is it about ACs? Do they just drain during the winter? What is it? Guys, you can chime in. What is it?
No, I mean actually, they won't ever lose their freon in there unless it's a leak. So a lot of times it's low.
Okay, so in other words, they shouldn't need to be topped off.
No, they shouldn't. And please don't use the shot cans that you get at the parts stores because they have sealer in it and it causes a big problem.
Oh,
good point.
So
Very
they try to seal it and fill it, and you're saying they cause more trouble than anything?
Yeah, I think most of the time they think they're just topping it off, but they don't realize that it has this sealer inside of it that turns into an epoxy.
Like, oh,
And with all the little
it doesn't
holes,
fix?
No, it doesn't. It clogs things and causes bigger problems than you started
It's
with.
like the Fix-A-Flat. Fix-A-Flats are a pain in the ass.
That's
It's
terrible.
the same thing for air conditioning.
Except Fix-A-Flat's not epoxy, of course. Okay. Julie, this is interesting. You're calling about a Sensi thermostat?
It's a Sensi Temp on the middle of a GE stove on the burners, on the coils, and it's in the middle of the coil itself.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the thermostats. I have 3 Sensis. I love them. But this is a Sensi probe. What is it used for?
It sits in the middle of the coil, the regular coil electric burner stove with the black coils that go around the heat
and it sits on. It's hidden, right? No,
it's very visible. It's a silver thing right in the middle. I imagine
what is
the
it there for?
electronics itself are hidden.
What is it there for?
It is there for to tell the stove that you're cooking at too high of a temperature, and it turns the burner down or off.
So what's the problem? Is it not acting right or what?
The problem is they never act right, and I've looked online, and there's complaints about it, but it seems to be buried and hidden very well.
Well, what are the complaints?
Literally
what are
cannot boil a large pot of water on there. Like if you were going to cook pasta or a bunch of potatoes,
well, what are the complaints?
It will not boil.
What are the complaints, dear? That it keeps turning down the temps?
Yes.
Oh, so you can't keep it as hot as you need it to cook.
Exactly.
I see.
That
Okay.
is the function. I've emailed.
How
them,
long
they
have you
said,
had
well,
this?
It will still cook, and it won't.
How long have
Sir,
you
it
had
says
this?
To boil your pasta for a certain number of minutes.
Yeah.
It will not boil your
How
pasta.
long have you had the range?
2 months.
It's brand new.
Brand new.
Well, what about GE warranty? What do they say?
They say that is what is supposed to do.
Well, wait a minute. So when does this usually happen where it turns them down? When you have all four going?
No. I live by myself, and I cook for one person. And
You're telling me
I only
even with
boil a
one
small
electric...
amount of pasta,
Yeah.
and it will not boil the
All right.
pasta. I usually have to turn two burners on and move it from the one that shuts off to the one that's still on.
You got to
So it's
juggle
red,
them.
and then
You
I
got to
put it on
juggle
the one
them.
that's red.
You got to keep the thing juggled to keep it hot enough.
Right.
Are you so no matter how hot it gets, it turns itself off. Then you got to go to the next one until it turns that off,
Right.
and you kind of play rotisserie.
Right. And
That's
and
ridiculous.
If you're actually trying to cook for a family, I've tried to boil a large pan of water on there, like if I was going to cook spaghetti for like a family or something. I could not get the water to boil. After 30 minutes, it never boiled.
Are other people having this trouble?
Yes, I've read online. There's a few complaints out there. I honestly believe they go and bury them or something because you
Well,
see
they don't have the power to do that.
really.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But I have seen other people say that, and I've tried it myself, and I'm like, not that I cook a huge pot of pasta. but
yeah,
if I
hold
was
on,
going to,
Suzanne.
I
Do we
could
have
anyway.
any? Do we have any people at GE? I thought we did. No.
We
Yes.
might, Tom. I got to check with
But
Daff.
also, what about appliance experts that could just weigh in on it? Is there a way to adjust that sensor? Hold on, and we'll talk about it. I'm Tom Martino. We have lines open at 303-713-TALK. Scott, what's going on?
Hi.
Yeah, what's happening,
Yeah,
man?
on May 18th, my son bought a 2005 PT Cruiser from Island Motors,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, against my better judgment, I didn't get a pre-purchase inspection on that,
Yeah.
and I bought it as is. And so on the 20th, he drove it off the lot. We did a test drive, and nothing was going on. But then on the 22nd, he got a check engine light,
Uh-oh.
and the car started shaking. And the key got stuck in the lock, and the ignition and the
On
door lock
position?
started acting. Yes,
Whoa.
and so he couldn't pull it out.
And that's the problem right now, that he can't pull it out, or that is that...
Well, no, that's one of the problems that we experienced. So then I decided I'm going to go have a diagnostic done. I took it to a mechanic that I've never been to just to make sure that he wasn't biased. So I had a diagnostic run on it, and he called me and he said there was a whole bunch of problems with it. And
Well, you better get them fixed. You invested in this car. You better get them fixed. How much is it going to cost you?
he said it's going to be up. Well, his estimate is going to be like close to $4,000.
Well, you need to take it somewhere else to get another opinion, and take it to somebody on the referral list. I would prefer, but because they're not going to lie to you. But Scott, you bought it as is. That's exactly what it means. It means
Right.
you. Now, the only time, and every time I say this, every single time I say this, the consumer says yes. The only time the as-is doesn't matter is if you were defrauded. Literally, they committed fraud, and now this is where you say yes, they did. Usually, but let me tell you what fraud is. Fraud is an out-and-out misdirection or lying or covering something up.
Okay.
Did they?
Not that I know of. I mean,
That's the problem. And then you have to prove it. So, did you call Island for the heck of it?
yeah, I took the estimate down there, and
What did they say?
well, like you said, he said my mechanic inflated the estimates, and that.
Well, that's
he doesn't know-
possible. Now, give me
Yeah.
an idea of some of the things wrong with this car.
Well, there's said the front wheel bearings are loose and unsafe, and they need to be replaced. He said
That's pretty common. How many miles on this?
92.
Oh, that's not that bad. Front wheel
Yeah,
bearings. What else?
It says the power door locks require fixing and needs additional diagnostic time. Ignition cylinder lock needs replaced.
Oh yeah, but that
Refills.
okay. Cylinder lock. Okay. Cylinder on ignition. What else?
and the front stabilizer links and bushings are worn and causing noise over the bumps.
Okay. Okay.
And then there's the power steering gear and pressure hose are leaking.
Power steering leaking. Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
I had map sensors testing out of range, needs replaced.
Okay, so your map sensor. So far,
Yeah.
I'm seeing some normal stuff here. So what else? This is deferred maintenance.
Right, but I wasn't sure about this. Is there some kind of law that they have to sell a safe vehicle?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well this mechanic says that the vehicle is unsafe.
Well, that's an opinion. When we talk safety, we're talking about bare minimum.
Like
I don't see
tires,
I don't see
windshield.
I don't see anything here that says unsafe. Tell me one thing tell me.
Well,
I mean, really.
He was telling me the wheel bearings are unsafe. That's what he's telling me.
Well, it's not. Okay, we're talking about brakes. We're talking about tires. We're talking about things right out the door. We're not talking about things that will eventually wear out.
Seat belts.
Okay.
Seat belts, a cracked windshield that you can't see through. That's what we're talking about. Look, I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm trying to give you accurate information so you don't waste your time. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. So here's what I think you should do.
Okay.
You should go to someone you know and trust, get a few more estimates, and have it fixed. Really, and then you use this as a learning tool. Adam, you have a comment on that GE range that was sensing some overheating with normal cooking. She couldn't even boil stuff. What's going on with you?
Tom, with all the problems in the world and she can't get her water to boil, oh my God.
Come on, though. That's not fair. We can say that about any problem. It's not fair. I mean, we asked to call about problems. Come on, man.
Hey, Tom, I had a Best Buy appliance...
Hold on one sec. Well, Adam, so what is that what you called to say?
Yeah, and I think you should put your whole crew on this one.
Okay, thanks. You know what? I really, we have big problems, we have small problems. If we said to everyone who called with a smaller problem, well, what about this and what about that, we'd never get anything done. What were you going to say?
So I had an appliance repairman call. He didn't want to come on, but he says if the pan is not completely flat, you know, and level, that it creates air pockets and then those sensors go off. So she may need to check in on her pans and make sure they're laying completely flat.
Ooh, that's smart.
That's a good point, because that air...
It's a glass top then, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk more right after this.
No, it's the stovetop. It's glass.
Right, they got induction.
Oh, that's...
Maybe a special tank would be a problem too. If he doesn't get a past emissions on that PT Cruiser.
Yeah, but he has to do it in the 3 days. Hey, come on, man. Come on. Turn those
Come on!
Right? Down, boy. Here, let me show you.
Oh, you had it off. Nothing.
No, I don't want it off, but I want it here. How about
Yeah, but
that?
from Melissa's stuff, he was definitely
That's
hitting
where
it
I
with the
am.
price. Yeah, $4,000. Yeah.
Turn this one
It
off.
was way heavy handed on the price.
Maybe 2 or 3 at the most.
Yeah, if the car didn't pass emissions for the check engine light being on, he might have some leak force to fix by law.
Okay, guys.
That's one of the... I always hear this safety shit. Not one time have I seen any dealership take a car back because of it.
Well, usually will fix it.
TheRaleighHouse.com. It's an addiction treatment facility for all kinds of addictions, substance abuse, alcoholism, and they have individual treatment plans, medically based, real treatment. But here's the deal. They want to help you find the right treatment. And they'll refer you to anywhere or tell you about treatment everywhere, what it costs, what insurance pays. They'll tell you what to look for in an addict's behavior, how to talk to an addict. In fact, if you have any questions at all regarding addiction, the Raleigh House wants to be a resource. It's not, this number is not a high pressure sales. This is for information. 720-730-9722. If you have any questions or concerns about addiction, the Raleigh House would love to help you. Free, confidential, 720-730-9722.
What do you have your own
Hey, I talked to Brian, I call Brian the prairie dog guy.
Yeah.
He said they follow the letter of the law. If we catch it, it won't leave alive, but they'll chloroform it and take it out for us. But he has a guy who works that area who lives in Parker, so I was just going to put you in touch with him.
Okay.
And see what you want to do about that. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I'll call
So,
it.
but he says nobody is allowed to leave a piece of property or something with a live wildlife. It has to.
What does that mean?
It's got to be killed.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
They're saying you cannot go trap a live animal and take it off the property you trapped it from. You can't relocate it.
He says that's the law.
You think he's correct?
This guy's an expert.
Looks like we're eating prairie dog.
You want some beautiful kitchen countertops and cabinets? Mitch Floria, Art of Granite. Art of Granite does things in a very interesting way. They sell all of the materials wholesale because he's a direct stone importer of marble, quartz, granite, and more. That means he knows his price. He only charges wholesale. He knows what it costs to fabricate. So he will give you a price on the phone. That's right. It's no, hey, we got to have a meeting and do a high sales pitch. He doesn't have to do that. Here's why. He knows what his prices are. He knows they're competitive, and he'll give it to you on the phone. Plus, he doesn't charge for tear out and haul away. He doesn't charge for the bathroom when you have the kitchen done. He's open 6 days a week, closed Sundays, and he serves the mountain communities and the entire Front Range. 303-386-5919. Get your price on the phone. 303-386-5919. Look him up on Facebook. Art of Granite Golden.
The car-sharing marketplace where car owners can share their cars and be paid for. Many car owners earn thousands of dollars a month simply by sharing their cars on tour. Each Turo trip is backed by $1 million in liability insurance from Liberty Mutual. No drivers are Chris Sweet, so you can rest easy. You know what you're doing. Hear that? That's the sound of your car earning cash. Cash, baby. Skrilla dollar bills. Find out how much you could earn on Turo.
Is it working? What's going on, bro?
Would you rent your car out?
This here, she's been on over a month ago.
What is it?
This one here that says
I'd actually
outbound.
picked up another
I
car.
have no idea.
Trying to decide over,
This Jennifer House is on the Sleesburg.
For a loaner vehicle. I contacted my insurance company to find out what I'd have to do with it, and they said that if I did one of those programs, they'd drop
I don't know what the date. Who even sent it?
They'd drop business insurance, liability, everything would go away.
Why did Tom send it?
Depending on what type of car they're bringing in, like half the time.
What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I'd say those numbers are pretty close. About half the time the vehicle comes in, it's got other damages. That's the reason they're trying to get out from underneath the car to begin with.
And here's the deal, man. If they won't let you do a pre-buy, don't buy it. How about you, Andy? Do you guys do pre-buy at a dealership?
We do. Matter of fact, I do a lot of it.
Really? Even if it's not the dealership car, of course. They bring it from somewhere else.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, if they bring it to me, I'm going to do the inspection. Sure.
And does it have to be a Dodge since you're Colorado Springs Dodge?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Matter of fact, we just took on Pikes Peak Acura and Preferred Pre-Owned. So up the street from me now, I actually have an all-make and model repair facility, too.
That you guys run?
Absolutely.
What's it called?
I run it myself. It's Preferred Pre-Owned.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So, yeah, we have that available now, too.
We have lines open at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We've had a lot of discussion on this one follow-up I want to just bring up. And I want to clarify a few things because we had another email about it. Excel went out and did some street work at a home, outside of a home. They marked the street in February, did the work. They marked the street in January, did the work in February because of weather. They were delayed. When they left the job site, the homeowner said his sewer was backing up 3 weeks later, and in March, and he complained in April, officially, in writing. Excel Energy said they were not going to help him because he estimated the date of damage incorrectly. They asked, when do you think the damage happened? He said, January, because he remembers seeing the street marked up. And they said, well, we did the work in February. So, I mean, I think that's crazy when you ask someone to estimate the damages. I mean, come on. Well, anyway, then in addition to that, they said he had no documentation, and he had hired a professional company, Plumbline, to do it. And he said, well, Plumbline went out there, and they thought he wanted to do the work himself. Now, they don't know how they got that so mixed up, but here's what they said. It doesn't matter, because they are going to reopen it. And all he has to do is have Plumbline dig it up, and if it shows anything other than tree roots, really, if it shows anything to do with compression or adjusting or anything like that, they will pay for it. Otherwise, of course, if it does show tree roots, then they didn't cause the tree roots. And that's where that stands right now. 303-713-TALK. It is Car Day, and we've had some very interesting discussions on Car Day. One of them continues to be about safety. What constitutes safety? Now, Norris at SOS, if he's listening, he can call in, but he's the first one to bring this up to us where you can undo a car deal for safety. That's very difficult, even though, yes, they're supposed to technically make sure the car is safe on the streets. That's very, very difficult. You have to have something very obvious. It's not like the shocks are bad and that's unsafe. You go over a bump and it's unsafe, or it's bump steering or something like that. They mean it has to be pretty dangerous. And even then they can sell it as a towaway, which gets them out of anything safety related, and it gets them out of the actual emissions. Here's another problem we have with emissions. With emissions, we have trouble with people who believe they have a case because it doesn't pass emissions, yet they missed the 3-day window to get it fixed. You see, the dealer must sell a car that's in compliance with the AIR program, okay? But they give you 3 days for you to verify it. If you don't go in that 3 days, they have done their obligation. You can't go in a week later and say, we didn't pass, now you have to do the thing. You have to give us our money back. You have to reverse the deal. No, that's not true. That is just not true. Okay. Another thing we're getting complaints about is timeshare exit team. Now, we've had a slew of these complaints about a year ago. And here's the way Brandon, the owner, and his colleagues have explained it to us. In the beginning, they switched law firms, and a lot of the cases fell through the cracks. Now, in the cases we sent them, they promised to either get them out or refund the money. And we have followed up on at least 20 complaints. At least. In direct communication with Timeshare Exit Team. Now, they advertise all over the place. And one of the places they advertise is on Dave Ramsey. And I said, I think if Dave Ramsey knew about the problems, they would do something about it. As it turns out, we got calls after that from consumers who said, we did let Dave Ramsey's team know. And something strange happened. June, so we understand that Dave Ramsey's show is getting so many complaints about Timeshare Exit Team, for which he endorses, that they have a special hotline?
Yes.
And they referred you to this hotline?
Yes.
And is this hotline run by Ramsey?
I don't think so, because when I called, I'm very accustomed to the music when you call Timeshare Exit, because you're on the phone for a very long time.
So they forward you to Timeshare Exit Team?
It's just a hotline to Timeshare Exit.
Now, when you first complained to Ramsey, when was that?
I emailed him the same time I emailed you.
And how long ago was that?
Oh, it was the beginning of this week.
Okay.
And you got back to me immediately. He actually got back to me later that day.
Okay.
It was one of his people that did.
Now, there's nothing wrong with having a special hotline that he set up with them if it's doing anything. So what's going on?
Correct.
How long have you been waiting, by the way? When did you pay Timeshare Exit Team?
That was in August of 2016, so
What?
it'll be 3 years.
June, you paid Timeshare Exit Team in August
Of 2016.
3 years ago. And
Yes.
okay, so why don't they just give your money back?
They said that they have to be the ones to determine when they can't do any more. And if I would ask for my money back, then I would not get their help any longer, and they would keep my money.
So wait
That's a hell of a money-back guarantee.
Exactly.
So basically, what happens in 5 years if they don't get it back? You
That's
see,
what I
wait a
asked,
minute.
and they
So
told me that
they're
there is no
saying,
time limit.
wait, there's no time limit. They're saying you pay them up front.
Yep.
And they get to keep your money as long as they determine. And if they can't get you out, then they give your money back. But if they can, but there's no time limit. So
And in the meantime, she's paying everything yearly still.
what did Ramsey's people say about that?
They didn't say anything. They just gave me the number for the hotline. That's it.
Why does
And
he
that's
continue,
what the hotline told you,
Why
right?
does he continue to advertise for them?
I don't know.
I mean, we are getting so many complaints, we can't believe it. Now, Suzanne, did you reach out, or Mark, did you reach out to these people? Daphne, did you call them? Did you call them directly?
I actually sent an email to our contacts, and they got in contact with June
Good.
yesterday.
Good. Now, how about June? We need to get June some action. And we don't want them waiting anymore. We want refunds, okay? If Ramsey's not going to do it for his people, we'll do it for his people.
Thank you.
I am sick and tired of this. In fact, I would like to get them on the air to address the multiple complaints. Now, I have no problem with them taking the money and trying to get them out. But I do have a problem with there's got to be a time limit, for God's sakes. How do you expect people to wait more than 3 years? Come on. Try to get someone from that company on. And then I'd like to ask Ramsey's people, call them. You know, I was giving them every benefit of the doubt. But for God's sakes, you're talking about getting people out of debt and keeping them out of financial harm, and you turn around and you're letting them pay up front for a service that has you waiting 3 years. Now, why the hell would they do that? I want straight up an answer from someone from that show. I tried to say, oh, no, you know what? The guy's a good guy, and he is, from all indications. You know, he loves people, he loves God, he loves this, he loves that. Yet his people are stroking these people along. Now, at some point, you got to pull the plug. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Kevin, Excel Energy comment right after this, please. Hold on.
I think Ramsey loves money too much. I do. I absolutely do.
Somebody else. 4-7 long. Fix it long.
Fairly decent shape considering it's Friday, approaching midday there. We got a crash off highway at 13th and Franklin in the cleanup stage. First installer accident being reported owner off the highway across town. Westbound I-70, a bit heavy there. Slow either side of the 225 interchange. It slows down again from Central Park traveling to York. Northbound I-25, slow approaching downtown from Alameda, traveling up to Colfax. Southbound slow from I-70 to traveling down towards Spear. And northbound I-25, a little bit slow coming out of the Tech Center. The weather forecast, isolated afternoon thunderstorms.
20 seconds, fix it long.
9 with your traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30, K-House.
Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans is with you every step of the way to provide a seamless mortgage experience. Visit rocketmortgage.com. Licensed in all 50 states. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 3030.
Fix it 24/7. Get them out to your house now. You know why? It's neither hot, it's neither cold. You can get that air conditioner tweaked and cleaned with a no breakdown guarantee for just $39 before you're panicked with the heat. Because when the heat hits and when it gets so hot you can't even stand it, you're gonna want something done, and why not do it now? Make sure it's running perfectly, and even if you think it is, have it checked. $39, that's it. And they truly get into that condenser, the coil, the fan, and they take it apart to the extent they can. They clean it, they adjust it, they look at it, they measure it, and they make sure it is in perfect running order with a no breakdown guarantee. And it is just $39. By the way, they do $39 inspections of electric and plumbing as well. 720-526-3939. That's 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com.
Even in my own home, I had my own designated space to smoke.
Why don't we plan on doing it Monday and then Wednesday and stuff? If Ross can do it, then that's 2 days away.
Try the Jewel, and so
I don't know if Jay wants to do it on Monday.
I'm thinking I'm going to have to make one of those for the kids.
I could switch.
Caroline made the switch. 16. Make the switch at JUUL.com.
Say hello to my cheesy friend. So Andy, I'll call this guy and get him on there. I mean, it should say kudos. I just didn't know if you were on there for.
My kids would want me to shoot it.
Hey, you buy this, and then you want to come back. We'll take care of it if that sends a bad impression out there. Or what.
I'd have to meet with them and see what it is. The only thing that sometimes is an issue is service contracts are tricky. Sometimes service contracts are only cancelable in case of a vehicle totals or something of that nature.
He just
Other
said
than that, anything and everything could be dealt with.
Okay. He said they took care of me. Like say an hour later, they took care of me. And so
there isn't anybody comes in to talk to me though. I don't take them down there and get them fixed.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's just kind of funny. At first he was bitching. Hour later says, "Hey, I went down there. They took care of me."
That's the deal.
Ankmar Garage Doors at ankmar.com. Everything doors since 1956.
For those of us already sold on stem cell therapy to relieve pain and avoid surgery, there are still vital decisions.
How it's done, what is injected, and who it's injected in makes all the difference in getting good results versus
I spent a shitload of money on Zero Res. They did a beautiful job.
Did you see that guy, Mark? I told you there that the basketball player ran into the bench. Did you guys see him? And then he pushed it out. He was a part owner of Golden State. They fined him $500,000.
Wait. What did he push?
He pushed the player. So the player came into the bench.
Oh, I see.
2 seats away, hit the lady.
You can fine a spectator. What if it was me, or what if it was you?
I think they fined him because he was part owner of the Golden State Warriors. You know what his net worth was?
What?
$2.3 billion.
I didn't know they could do that.
That's another thing I want to ask. Okay, listen. You're at breakfast, and breakfast is $10, or no, $20. Do you tip just $4?
For breakfast, I always overtip on breakfast.
You have to. They work their ass off, and the money's not that much, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another question I have. I try to tip between 20 and 30, depending on great shirts. I know that's crazy, sometimes 30, but sometimes I do. If it's really, really expensive, maybe 20%. But if you were a billionaire, and everyone knows you're a billionaire, and you tip 20%, they would think you're a fucking crook. Now that's what's sad. If Bill Gates tips a guy for breakfast $10 on a normal 20% tip, would they say, what a son of a bitch? In other words, do you get that scrutiny because you only tip normal?
I don't think so.
You don't?
No. I think people think, okay, I'm going to do this much business today, I'm going to get 20% of that, I think.
Yeah, I think that's pretty structured.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome. Larry's got a comment, or Kevin. Wait, they both do on energy. Let's take Kevin and then Larry. Go ahead. Kevin, what's your comment on Excel Energy and that deal with the sewer line?
Hey, Tom, great show. Hey,
Thank
I was calling the other day, but I was in and out of my truck all day. Hey, this is a really easy way to troubleshoot. I've been involved in utility strikes before. Whoever he had out should have marked it in the street where the sewer was broken or where as far as he got.
They did.
Okay, and then now the homeowner just needs to call in utility locates for a sewer repair and then see if the gas and the markings from the sewer line up.
No, they're exactly in the same place. We know that. They're exactly. The failure of the sewer line is exactly where Excel Energy's people were working.
Okay, because the locates were done on the gas line and they're matching up?
Yep. No, because they the markings, okay, not the markings. The fresh pavement where they filled it in.
Sure. Is
in the exact spot that the drain failed.
Okay, and I've And I've had this with public service before. We had one up here in Boulder where the directional drill company went up and down a guy's sewer, and they came out after we dug the whole thing up, and they paid for it all. I mean, they're really good about it. But this homeowner is going to have to probably have them come out on site is what we did.
Right.
And,
when it's dug up, they're going to have to examine it. Thank you. Larry, your comment.
Yeah, I've been in business since '83, and nobody was doing this what I was doing. But that gentleman you just talked to, he is absolutely right.
So
he is. That's a good guy there.
Okay, well, thank you. He has it. They have to open it up, look at it, make sure it's right where they were working. It's too much of a coincidence, in my opinion. By the way, this hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Do you know, Frank handled transactions for me, and I was calculating how much he saved me and how much he made me. The man is a walking legend, in my opinion. He saved Mark money. Do you know he got more for Mark's house than Mark even thought he could get? And then not only that, when he went to buy a house, he got a house on such a bargain, the seller wanted to back out, and Frank was too tenacious. Seriously. It's unbelievable. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Eric's got a comment on Timeshare Exit Team. Go ahead, Eric. What do you think's going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
I warned you in 2015 about this when I got a letter from an attorney in Oklahoma after I'd already been out. They got me a settlement, and I thought it was too much of a coincidence that the exact amount that they charged me for their fee and the settlement amount was exactly what I owed on the timeshare. To the penny.
What do you mean exactly what you? What do you mean exactly what you owed?
Exactly what the mortgage was on the timeshare. Exactly to the penny.
So in other words, you ended up paying it all off, is what you're saying?
Correct, and getting out, which is fine. They did get me out. However, 2 years later, I got a letter from an attorney in Oklahoma that said I owed them money because they were working on my timeshare after I'd already been out. I said, sue me, prove it. And then I grieved that attorney. I've grieved the attorneys in Washington where their home base is. They are a scam. They're collecting money. They're in collusion. In my belief, they're in collusion with the timeshares that they deal with.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's true or not, but some people have told...
Well, I'm sure they have arrangements with some of these places saying, hey, if you let these guys out,
but what would be wrong with What would be wrong with having arrangements with the developers to say, look, guys, if we take you some, we'll bring you a fair settlement, and then you agree to get our people out, and who cares? I mean, in other words, as long as they don't do it like, I don't know, like a scam, like they're not trying to get people to buy them, they're trying to get people out. I don't mind if they have arrangements with developers. I don't mind that. But here's the deal, folks. There should be a time limit, okay? They should have a time limit or here's the deal. Yeah, a time limit. That's all there is to it. But there's one other thing about their contract. It says if they get you an offer to get released and you reject the offer, they've done their job. Well, what if the offer's 50 grand or 100 grand and you reject it? Technically, they can keep the money. Larry's not there. Kevin's got a comment on the Excel Energy thing. Go ahead. What's going on, Kevin? Hey, we're getting through calls quickly. Get your calls in on anything, problems, questions, complaints, comments. And, of course, it's car day. Where the hell are the car questions we have all week? 303-713-TALK. Kevin, what's happening? Did I take Kevin or something? Kevin? Okay. Kevin's not there. All right, so we have open lines. Let's talk about turbocharging versus supercharging as add-ons.
Well, definitely you are going to get more bang for the buck when you do the turbochargers.
It's
They're
cheaper.
much easier to work on, yeah.
It's cheaper.
Now, the superchargers, typically, you got bottom end power, so launch...
Are they both lubricated by the engine?
No, not necessarily.
Talk about that.
Well, if you have the intercooled, whether you got oil being pumped in, okay, they're not necessarily lubricated by engine oil.
Well, what, do they have their own oil?
Some of them do, yes.
Oh, well, I would think that's preferable.
Well, no, it's actually preferable to run through the engine because you're getting circulated oil. You're just getting changed on a regular basis. If you have your own separate sump, then it doesn't get changed as much and it wears out fast.
Okay, so why do people, I've always thought it's a bad idea to add superchargers and turbos?
It depends on whether or not that engine's going to be able to put up with whatever power you're putting on.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you bother adding? Isn't it expensive as hell?
It can be, and you know, if you're going to play, you're going to
Trent,
pay.
what do you think? How expensive is it?
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, unless you're racing and you're using it for the purpose it's intended for, it's money after foolishness, in my opinion. I mean, there's a lot of other things that will break down if you just add on something then the rest of the
Now, a
engine can't handle it.
supercharger runs off the engine.
Correct.
It almost defies laws of physics, though, because it's running off the engine to give the engine more power.
But it's multiplying. So
that's weird.
You do rob some power in order to run that charger, but you're boosting it off the backside of it.
So you're robbing a little power, but putting more than that
more
back.
in.
See, isn't physics? The laws of physics say you can't produce more power than you. I forget the law that I'm thinking of, but I know there's one where you can't have perpetual energy, of course, because the
energy can neither be created nor
but then
destroyed.
this is not perpetual anyway, because you're feeding fuel.
Right.
I mean, but anyway, Les, what's going on with you, Les?
Hey, what's up, Tom?
Not much. What about a Buick LeSabre?
Yeah, you just asked for car questions.
Yes.
So I got a 2004 Buick LeSabre. It's only got 92,000, and the air conditioning is blowing, but it's all of a sudden now only blowing out of the floor vent. Actuator or air leak?
Yeah, the blend doors, right, guys, or what? What do you think, Trent?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a blend door. It's going to be more of a mode door. Or
They don't have.
the
Okay,
head.
I'm using the wrong term. What is a blend door?
So the blend door is controlling temperature, hot to cold.
Okay.
But if he's getting only airflow out of a certain vent, then that means that the other door or actuator is not operating.
Actuator, yeah.
Yep.
Are they hard to change out?
Some are, some aren't. Some of them you have to remove the dash to actually get access to it. So
I can do that.
Well, Les, you got to find out which one's not working and get a diagram. Get the service manual for sure. We'll come back to Ron about a dryer vent and Randy right after this.
The guy you have the dryer vent guy on.
Sponsored by Lincoln Hotel.
1 minute, Aurora Ortho, long.
Freeway system is pretty good shape.
Self-lubricated turbos are
2558 has been cleared over to
They really are.
Superchargers, people buy them and then they don't change the oil on them and then they seize up. You got to replace them. You got to do maintenance on the supercharger, do oil changes on it.
And that's what people that are buying supercharged cars like Hellcats and
they
don't understand.
Wait, that's
that.
supercharged?
Yeah.
The Hellcat?
Yeah.
Most American cars are
both
supercharged.
in one engine? Hell no.
Yeah, well, Detroit's been doing that for eons. You look at the old 60-71 Detroits, it was considered naturally aspirated.
Supercharged turbo?
People freak out at $200 oil changes. It's like, dude.
Oh, really? Why $200?
Because I got to drain the intercooler, then you have to put Model 1 in it. I mean, it's expensive,
A great
man.
hotel by Wyndham is closer
It's not
than you think. Find one near
It's not a
you.
15-minute oil change.
Do you want a straight, beautiful smile, but a real smile with healthier teeth, healthier gums, healthier jaw, healthier face? Let me put it to you this way. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ addresses the entire organism. Because crooked teeth is usually a sign of a narrow palate, breathing problems, TMJ, and sleep apneas. What they do at Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ is gradually widen your palate. This is as an adult. And then they use Invisalign braces. The entire process is just 2 years. But at the same time, they're aligning your jaw, so they cure the sleep apneas, the TMJ, and give you straight, beautiful teeth. And it's a fraction of the cost of regular orthodontics, plus it's a lot quicker. Dr. Kent Lawson pioneered this right here in Denver, the new orthodontics. 303-690-0100. 303-690-0100.
Was Timeshare Exit Team the one that they got the one woman out finally for a shitload of money, but then it ended up on her credit report as well? Was that them? Fuck.
The easiest thing to remember with turbos and blowers is supercharger. I mean, it's going to bottom end, so that's torque. Torque gets you there, horsepower keeps you there. So it'll get you off on that launch. The turbo, you have to wind up and start producing power, and then it will continue to go from there.
It kicks in.
So the turbo doesn't give you quick.
No. Everybody complains about turbo lag. Because you have to spin up before it engages.
So if you horsepower is rated,
But the superchargers,
plus constant boost. Superchargers are
right there.
So I mean, horsepower is actually defined as the ability to pull 10,000 pounds 1 foot in 1 minute. So,
but he looks out for your best interests and has the knowledge and experience to back it up. In Lakewood, Colfax, and Wadsworth.
Yeah, well, give them.
The superchargers always come out top of the hood then?
I don't know where he got
So
this.
usually
Supercharger sits on top of the motor.
Oh, 303.
So, but they usually cut the hood. I mean,
Who is
you
it?
don't have to.
Who is it?
There's a lot of factory models.
Who was it?
Some guy that I asked for an insurance quote.
Oh.
They were little itty bitty things, but it was a supercharger, and they did work.
Most
That's
of
what
those
made
are
them cars
blowers.
so awesome. And that was a
Big blowers.
Most of those are blowers that come up out of the hood.
Yeah.
And that's just ramming air through it.
Oh, they're not. Oh, I thought they also had a belt on them and stuff.
Some of them do.
some of them
Okay.
have
The actual
the
supercharger.
The kind you're thinking
He's
of
talking
does.
about your Ricky
Okay.
Razor who just gets the air induction.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just forces air in.
But why though? These days, people are giving strangers the keys to their homes, rides in their cars, even the keys to their cars. Everyone's sharing their stuff, and it's paying off big time. Now's the time to discover.
Yeah.
Tommy, did you see I got the dryer vent expert on for you, okay?
4 and 7. Yeah.
Driving expert,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh,
That guy catches raccoons too.
When they're like
Maybe not.
has like a scar or a scab
Have you
on
ever
their eye
had a
or
raccoon
chain
issue?
cast
No,
on my son.
they're the
Scratch
worst.
their face
They're
and try to
absolute
like they're already
worst.
beat up.
They keep on coming
How
back.
one's supposed to be though?
Oh, they're
Getting scratches, muddy, getting muddy.
Sit there on the deck with a
They're so
22.
fun.
Oh, you really?
That's what
They
Mark
just
needs
learned to
do.
ride the dirt bike without training
Pick him
wheels.
off.
So my
I'd
4-year-old's
shoot 'em.
just ripping up and down the park.
Especially if I lived in the country and then just bury them.
50, but I bumped it up to
That
60.
doesn't sound like it is.
So now it'll carry my wife.
Mine are a little older.
It's a fun age.
My middle one turns.
You can always keep self-defense.
I agree.
He was going to eat me.
We had one come through the doggy door. Holy cow. Kept on coming. Then they brought 3 little ones, and we had this
That's a
whole
good idea, man.
little dog food.
Never thought
They,
about
they
that.
fell in there.
Girls have
Is that
that
right?
And then try to get them out with a mother.
Do you have dogs,
That's
Mark?
really
Hey, in the next gen to be loaded, I
Older
put a
dogs,
brand
I don't
new
think they'll-
Centeno Schultz.
The beagle will yell at them.
I did
Yell
a 60.
at 'em, but-
I can also do a 30. It depends. Okay. You need to, okay. And then if you could see the other ones in there, and if they have been loaded, fine, I'll delete them. I just needed to know. I just forgot if you did them or not.
He's coming up to the house, boy. I'd shoot him.
He did come up to the house, according to my daughter.
I'd shoot
This
him.
fucker's this big.
He's grown since the last time we saw him. What are you feeding him?
A beagle and a
That's
Doberman.
not even standing up.
Wait a minute, the Doberman's not?
No, that's laying down, not including his tail.
Pretty old.
His tail adds another 3 feet.
It sounds
No, seriously, he's probably this big, this long, and he's really. I think it might be a pregnant female because he's fucking fat, or
Well,
she.
that's what they were saying, that they get really fat though. I didn't know that.
If they got a source for food, trash, they can just sit and pig out. They get big.
You got,
So it does. It could be a male.
Oh yeah.
you got a crick name?
Do they have transgender raccoons? Questioning raccoons.
You got a little creek next to
He wants to transform into a squirrel.
Do you got a little creek or a river running around there?
We got a pond in our front yard.
Because they'll eat fish out of
Okay,
No, no fish.
I'm Tom Martino. We got a question about dryer vents, and we have our expert listening. Daniel Martinez, Gecko Power Clean, is on listening to Ron. So let's bring up Daniel. Daniel, I don't know what this question is. Maybe it's an easy one, but I figure I'd get the expert. Ron, what's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
Basically, I have a ranch-style home with a fairly steep roof where the dryer vent is located. I had the furnace vents cleaned out probably 2 years ago, but the company was unable to clean out the dryer vent.
Why?
They didn't have the ladders or scaffolding or whatever.
It goes through the roof?
I'm sorry?
It goes through the roof, not out the side on the wall?
That's correct. It goes through the roof.
Okay.
It's fairly steep, but it is a ranch-style home, so I could probably set up some scaffolding, but after that I'm not sure how you get to the vent to clean it out.
Okay,
there's
Daniel?
a couple ways we could do this. Yeah, a couple of ways you could do it. We don't have to get on the roof. We have ways of cleaning from the inside. We have several methods, but we could get all the way up to the top. And typically, those roof-mounted vent covers are too limiting. You know, you have the gap is too small and they clog very easily. So most likely, I'd have to get up there and remove that by hand and so on. And we do that all the time. That's even on a steep roof. You won't have to get scaffolding and.
So what they do is they do most of the cleaning, Ron, from downstairs, and then they go up and just take the stuff out of the top.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
And what would you? How do you charge for that at Gecko Power Clean? Do you charge?
It's the same. It's $150 to clean any dryer vent. You know.
Ron, why the hell would you ever risk doing it yourself?
Oh, I am not going to. No, thank you. It's too steep.
No, and they do a $150, and they've done mine, and here's their number, 720-722-0341. 720-722-0341. In fact, Daniel, I just got a property. I just thought of that. I never had it checked, and I'm sure they never had it done. Okay. So, yeah, I'll be calling you again. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, that's one thing I missed out. And I also want to do duct cleaning as well. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right.
I just received, okay, listen to this, man. Remember we were talking about that poor lady that went off the road. Apparently she was drinking. She had $2 million
of medical bills.
Of medical bills, and she was
probably she had been drinking, although she didn't get a DUI. They did not measure her blood until way after, and the hospital said she had some alcohol in her blood, but she had so many transfusions due to the injuries, law enforcement never ticketed her.
She never got a ticket.
Now her boss denied coverage based on the fact alcohol was involved. He's self-insured at Carpet Exchange, and here's the deal.
I have the policy, and I have the exact exclusion, and I want you to see it.
Now, our attorneys say that exclusion better be written very specifically, or he's not going to get out of it, because, first of all, there's no proof that alcohol caused the accident.
Well, I'm printing it. Wait till you see it.
Can you? Okay, you're going to read it for me? Okay. Now, Randy wants to talk about new emissions. Go ahead, Randy.
Hey, Tom. Good to hear you're doing well.
Thank you.
There's new emissions coming up, I think, in like 2022.
I haven't heard about them.
I think that Colorado has adopted the California emissions instead of participating in the rollback that President Trump has got going on.
What do you mean rollback?
Well, I thought he was reducing those emissions or holding them steady so that states do not have to come underneath compliance with the same emissions as California. I don't know if I have that story right.
Anyway, here's the deal. When we elected Jared Polis, we elected California lawmakers. That's really what we did. I mean, he'll just look at whatever they do and urge us to do the same thing. But let's look into it. Hold on. I don't know anything about these new emissions standards. But in any case, as I said, we don't have our own government anymore. We are simply the eastern branch of California. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Hi, my name's Christina Stumble, and I own Farm Girl Flowers in San Francisco.
Third paragraph.
Involving a participant who has taken part in any activity made illegal due to the use of alcohol or a state of intoxication. The arresting officer's determination of inebriation will be sufficient for this exclusion. Expenses will be covered for injured participants other than the person partaking in an activity made illegal due to the use of alcohol or a state of intoxication. What does it mean? Expenses will be covered for injured participants.
Like if the kid was in the car.
Okay. Expenses may be covered for substance abuse treatment as specified, if applicable. This exclusion does not apply if the injury resulted from being the victim of an act of domestic violence, or resulted from a documented medical condition. So there's no determination about alcohol in this thing, Mark.
Yes, it was.
It says that. What determination?
No, she said the only.
There was no law enforcement determination in this fucking case.
No, not law enforcement, but they said she was 2.2
That's
at the
right.
hospital.
That's right, but they didn't say it was caused by it.
Yeah, but that's any accident.
No, that's not true. There are law enforcement officers that actually said that alcohol caused the accident. We don't know if an animal ran out in front of her. We don't know if...
Either does she.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember.
I'm saying that the burden of proof is on these fucking people. They don't just get to say you were drinking, we're not covering.
I wonder if the arresting officer is saying that she's drunk.
There was no arresting officer.
Oh, you're right.
She didn't get charged.
No, she did get a ticket, though.
Not
did she get it after the...
DUI.
No, I know that, but was there an officer there that gave it to her?
Well, they called the police, and he came to the accident.
Okay.
And she got a reckless driving ticket. She didn't get...
So he didn't know she was intoxicated, because she's out cold at this point.
Right.
Wow.
So really, the only people that knew she was intoxicated was the hospital.
But they
and the
don't
cops said, fuck it, we're not going to give him a ticket.
You give this to Marco.
I already did.
Yeah.
Marco's on a plane from
I
Rome.
want that son of a...
I'm curious. God, did you guys know some health cares have exclusions like that?
I
never heard that
listening to the show.
I did not know
That was absolutely wild.
That blew me away, man.
Who is
It
it?
says unlawful
Who's the
act or
healthcare?
something, right?
Who's
So
the-
she didn't get charged with a crime.
Think of that, though. How about a minor in possession? So your kid's in possession, and he's 7 or even 20 years old kid in possession. He has no health coverage because that's an illegal deal, even if the in possession had nothing to do with the injury.
It's interesting.
It's really weird. Now, the only ones that we know of that do these are ones outside of the norm. These are company supplied. These are self-funded health systems.
It's interesting though, because if it's not documented, it's hearsay like
Well, the problem is if they actually have a cop, but she was never arrested.
Or charged.
Would reckless driving constitute a unlawful act?
With what?
Reckless driving ticket?
No, it says specifically alcohol.
Well, it says taking part in activity made illegal due to the use of alcohol.
So it wouldn't be, that's a separate offense.
God, they're hanging their hat on something.
A guy wanted to clarify
I'm sure
with
she
you
didn't
that
get
it wasn't
DUI
Polis,
because
that
cops,
was
they
taken
didn't take
Luther's
the
last
blood
name
test.
when
There was a
the
hospital that took the blood test. By
Yeah.
the time the cop got there, she already had transfusion, so it wouldn't have been...
It was just the hospital, or else I'm sure they would have given her a DUI.
I just said they gave me a transfusion with some bloodhead out.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why the cops couldn't do it. Because
I got a quart of Kramer in me.
You got Newman.
Didn't he? Oh no, he woke up from a dream.
No. He got the second one.
Wasn't that just a dream, though?
Was that a dream?
Oh, I was watching the last episode this morning. It is so funny when he's in jail at the very end doing stand-up. Hey, anybody here from Cell Block B? I'll give you a little time. Or
talk a little slower.
Kramer's in the back slapping his knee.
Right? I don't think that was federal. I thought that was why they're going into the TDI and GDI stuff.
That fat guy is so funny, man, getting mugged. And they show that video, and they are funny. Hey, the good thing about mugging a fat guy is he ain't going to chase you.
You're probably doing him a favor, because now he can't buy food.
And then whatever George says, it's funny, and George looks at the crowd to see if he gets a laughter, and he looks over and goes...
50,000 miles, I think. We have to replace all of them.
I think what's on this thing is where they say the hospital bill was just $2 million, but they could probably settle for
You know what?
500.
What if they say the hospital? They can say we have proof of blood is too.
We do injection and induction cleanings, but this guy never did them.
And that is proof.
Do it every probably 15,000.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
She was probably driving that way.
I don't know.
It doesn't say she has to be charged, does it?
It does not. It says just the arresting officers, but there isn't
It's one way to do it.
Yeah, that they're saying, yeah. Basically what they're saying is, if you beat the DUI for whatever reason, they can still go off of the arresting officers.
Which seems weird, though.
No, that could be a problem.
Well, we'll have Marco look at it. He'll know this in a heartbeat.
But you did sleep a while then afterwards, right? From 5 to now.
But it's going to put them in bankruptcy. I mean, it's...
Well, no. Not if they get a lawyer to help them settle the bills. Like, it's $2 million.
No, the bills are still... They don't have $500,000 to throw out.
He's got $500,000 in the house.
Well, that's fine. Then he's basically bankrupt.
Well,
he'd be better off going bankrupt and have $100,000 left in equity.
But he's got probably, I'm sure, other assets.
Yeah, I don't think she'll care.
You know,
Okay.
he didn't say, but
just text me and I'll pick you up around
He's living on
2 o'clock or a little
$9,000
after.
job or a house. They probably have pretty good.
Well, a lot of those homes, I happen to know where he lives. A lot of those homes, you know, they bought for $300,000-$400,000. They've just gone way the fuck up. They're not like right by me, but they're within 15 miles of me, towards Parker, in Parker, I believe. God, that would just suck, man. If I didn't have an exclusion like that, or any other exclusion, any exclusion.
Generate multiple offers, and then we spend our time.
He didn't say what all happened to him.
I wonder if you do harm to yourself if they have to cover you. If I go out and hit my car with a sledgehammer, they're not going to fucking fix my car regardless of the insurance. So if I fucking slit my own wrist, are they going to stitch me up for free or what?
Yep.
You think so?
Now, life insurance sometimes excludes.
Usually for a period of time, like 3 years or whatever. Most of them do for sure for X amount of time. And then I think it varies state to state. In other words, they can't exclude it forever.
Are you sure? Suicide?
I don't think they can exclude it forever.
I think it's the first years usually.
I think for sure the first year.
Yeah.
Some states might be way longer.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. That's the number to get help, information, referrals. We got all kinds of stuff happening here, and we're going to get to your calls. Now, one of the things we do is we solve problems. Another one is just let people air out their problems. Today is Car Day. We talk about cars on Friday. Not just cars, but we emphasize cars. Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, Andy Barella, Service Director at Colorado Springs Dodge, and also now another place down the street. What's it called, Andy?
We now own Preferred Pre-Owned, and it is up the street, all makes and models. That store is at 5120 New Car Drive.
Does it have its own service department there?
It does, has its own service. It's a nice store. It's only 3 years old.
You're over that too?
And I'm over that store as well, so
Wow.
we're loving it. Just started with that store. We just got set up on Monday. So
Did Jim give you a raise now that you're double duty?
No, but he will.
Okay.
Now, Trent Pickering is Pickering's Automotive. We signed on with his dad, Randy, many, many years ago. They have 2 locations in Lakewood and Arvada, or Westminster area too. So anyway, let's talk about your problems. Randy wanted to talk about new emissions standards for cars, and I mentioned going into the break that basically they're adopting the California standards, he said, and I said that doesn't surprise me. We basically don't have our own government anymore. We just do whatever California does since Jared Polis got it. But but then somebody corrected me and said this new emissions thing was started by Hickenlooper. In any case, I stand by my other words that we are Colorado and we are California. California. We are California because he will basically just do whatever is in California. I don't know why, but that seems to be our standards here now. So, Randy, we're adopting California's emissions, you're saying, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So what is your comment about it, or did you want to know about it? Because I don't have the specifics.
First, let me just give a quick shout-out to Kimmer. He did a great job on a transmission on a mid-'90s Bronco for me. It was awesome. It cost more than the Bronco was worth, but we loved the Bronco, so we kept it. But I understand that the emissions also affect used cars like catalytic converters. I didn't know if you guys had any information on that, that the mechanics know anything about that, but that's what one of the mechanics I heard, and that used cars were going to have more expensive catalytic converters put on them. Not all, just if yours goes bad, you can't replace it cheap. You're going to have to replace it expensive.
No, as long as it complies with whatever the laws were at the build date, then you're still in a good place. You're not going to have to retro it to new California standards.
All right, great. That's better news than I heard. I thought that would be quite a problem for the folks that like to repair their own cars, or you're just trying to keep a car running so you can get to and from work.
I do know there is another issue with some of the aftermarket catalytic converters not having a high enough quality brick inside of them where they're not going to either pass or they're not going to last long. So that will probably become a little bit more important as we get into the stricter emission standards.
Let's talk to Patrice. I'm sorry, Patrice. Go ahead, Patrice.
Hi, Tom.
Hi. What's going on with your health insurance?
Well, I think it's the hospital. I had 2 surgeries done last year, and I went to my insurance, got the approval through network, got the estimated bill from...
you got pre-approved?
Yes.
Okay, that's called a pre-authorization. Okay.
Right. And so went to the hospital, had the surgery done, paid my copay on the day of the surgery of close to $6,000. The rest of the bill was supposed to be around $21,000. And after I got home from the surgery, I got a bill for $75,000.
Wait a minute. Why?
I have no clue.
Well, did you ask?
I did ask, and I asked my insurance company to help get it covered. When I called my insurance
Well, hold
company,
on. The 2 surgeries were pre-authorized. You paid your copay. And did your insurance pay anything? Do you know? Did you get an explanation of benefits? And they paid $21,000?
my insurance ended up paying $43,000 between the 2 surgeries.
And
if I had to have,
I understand. So why'd you say 21,000?
Well, that was for the first surgery.
Okay. And then on the second surgery, they paid the same?
They paid the same, yes.
Or
close to it.
Plus second surgery. And then you got balance billed for $75,000.
Well, no, I got balance bill for the first bill came back $75,000, and I called my insurance company, and they said, "Don't worry about that. You know, that'll drop off. That's what they try to do. We've already paid our share. You've paid your share. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and plan that second surgery." So I went ahead and had the second surgery because I thought, okay, that's fine. Then I'll go ahead and get it done. But if I had known the bill would come back, 3 times more, that's expecting me to come up.
After the second surgery, did that $75,000 show up again, or did it double?
It actually, it still showed up to $75,000, and now they're wanting me to come up with $114,000 between the 2 surgeries.
Oh, come on.
Out of pocket.
But I don't. They can't just arbitrarily collect. Hold on. Let's talk to Jared over at Integra Insurance. They are our health insurance experts. What health insurance do you have?
I have. It's called PHCS. It's an HSA.
Okay, hold on. Jared, have you heard of her insurance?
PHCS is Private Healthcare Systems. That's a network. Do you know who is your main insurance?
Who's your carrier?
Network.
It's HSA. It's called.
No.
HSA PHCS. PHCS is Private Healthcare Systems, and that's.
So it's Health Cost Solutions.
Okay, that's one problem right there.
Why?
Is one, that's not an ACA plan.
So wait a minute though. What about the legalities of them billing her after they have they probably have a negotiated rate?
So PHCS if they're contracted with the surgeon or whoever did the surgery has a contracted rate. Yes, you are 100% right about that.
So how can they bill beyond it?
Well, that is balance billing, which she can fight that, though. I can definitely help her on that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how they get her. I don't know how they're going to get it from you, Patrice. Did you contact? Who is billing you, the actual doctor or the hospital?
No, the hospital is.
What hospital is this?
Ventura Health.
They're not supposed to be doing this anymore, I thought, Jared.
Not till 2020. So the legislation did pass, but it won't start till 2020.
She doesn't have $114,000. Are these people sick?
Well, I can definitely help her out. I want to look at her EOBs and see exactly.
Is this called Health Cost Alternatives?
No, it's called Health Cost Solutions.
Oh, so not much of a health cost solution there.
No,
I mean,
I wouldn't have done the surgeries if they would have come back $75,000 each. I mean, I would have lived with the pain.
But why do they bother calling a copay a copay?
Right.
It's a partial copay.
Right.
Okay, listen, Jared is really good. In fact, everyone at Integra Insurance is really good at sifting through this crap. So, Patrice, hold on. Suzanne will make that connection for you, and let's see what they can do, see what Jared can find out. By the way, with Integra Insurance, that's why I get my insurance there. You should get yours there. Everyone should deal with them. You don't pay any more going through them. 303-466-5500. Jim, you have some kudos. What's happening?
Well, I just wanted to tell you about that budget A1 transmission. A friend of mine had trouble with his Suburban's transmission, four-wheel drive, and we both listened to you, and I said, call that budget. They kept it for 2 weeks. Took it out, took it apart, couldn't find the problem, put it back together. They said they were sorry, they couldn't fix it. Didn't cost him a dime.
What's wrong with it?
Well, I kept saying we were both truck mechanics, and I told him that the wiring, when I went to school for Allison transmission, they always said, blame the wires. Well, they finally, after this other company had it for about 2 weeks also, they pulled that wire out, and at the factory, when they installed it, the clamp to hold it where it wouldn't run around and fray, the clamp wore a hole through the wire. They put a butt splice in it, and it was fixed.
And they never charged for the teardown and inspection. That's incredible. That's A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. We have more coming up.
This guy gave me a quote for aircraft insurance, and all I said was I have 2 planes and a helicopter. That's all I said. And he comes back with a price. He doesn't know what the planes are, what the helicopters. He doesn't know how many hours I have.
How can he do that?
I don't think he can.
It's just a lost leader call.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He has no idea. Do I have 1 hour? Do I have 1,000?
747 or a Cessna?
I mean, do I have a Lear?
Are you sure you didn't send him what you had?
No, I didn't.
Maybe it's just for liability for you.
I wonder if he looks up my name with the FAA. Do they see my registration? You can maybe search registration.
Yeah, but how about if it's under a company? I mean,
just a price leader to fish you in.
It's weird though.
Then you'll call me. I'll go,
it's
got wings, does it?
Well, you didn't tell me it flies.
You didn't tell me you actually flew it.
Fix It 24/7. The company I know and trust for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And I'll tell you why, okay? It's not because they're the cheapest. It's not because they're the most expensive. It is because they're honest and qualified. Now, I do get value. I'm not saying that you pay out the nose. I'm saying that they give you tremendous value because they always do more than they have to, better than they have to, and they give 100% satisfaction guarantee and a warranty on everything they do. And for $39, they'll come to your home and find any problem with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. And when it comes to electric, you know, 39 bucks, that's cheap because to find an electrical problem can sometimes take a long time. And the parts are not that expensive. Now here's the deal. If you decide to have work done, no matter what it is, they will refund that 39 or credit the 39 if they haven't charged it yet. So really the call turns out to be free and you just pay for the reasonable repair. Fix It 24/7, 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939, fixmyhome.com.
It's the sound of your car just sitting there, costing you money, like your 25-year-old who won't move out. But why though? These days, people are giving strangers keys to their homes.
What's that?
This commercial was funny.
Everyone's sharing their stuff, and it's paying off big time.
No.
Now's the time to discover Turo,
But
the
it's
car-sharing
stupid,
marketplace where car owners can share their
Okay, I
cars
asked
to
if
help
hours
people.
matters. Yes,
Many
hours
car
matter.
owners earn
Okay, then
thousands
why'd
of
you
dollars
quote
a
me
month
before
simply
knowing
by
my
sharing
answer?
their cars on Turo. Each Turo trip is backed by $1 million in liability insurance from Liberty Mutual. And all drivers are pre-screened, so you can rest easy. We know where they live. Hear that? That's the sound of your car earning cash. Cash, baby.
Heck yeah.
Skrilla, dollar bills. Find out how much you could earn on Turo. Go to Turo.com/earn. That's TURO.com/Earth.
I've concluded that I do like cooler weather better. I don't like the freezing cold, but I like cooler weather better than summer. And I'll tell you something else. The only thing I don't like about cooler weather is the short day. I wish I could have the longer days and the cooler weather. It would be perfection.
Yeah, but we had man, what was that month with all the snow? That sucked, man. Fucking April, or was it May? It was crazy.
I love that.
It was that sloppy, muddy bullshit.
Shit, I love the 60 and 70 degree weather. I love 50 degree weather. I just don't like freezing, sub-freezing, and I don't like short days. Short days suck.
They do.
They drain you.
You seem to get more shit done, even though it's the same exact day. It's just the sun's out. You feel like you're alive. I mean, isn't it weird how it affects our activities?
It makes a big difference.
You know, we go out and do shit, you know, and keep doing it, and then all of a sudden you look down, it's 8:30, and you haven't eaten yet. You know, I love that kind of day. But I don't think it's possible to have longer days of cooler weather anywhere in the world, because the whole idea is that the cooler weather comes with the after the solstice, so it's always going to be short.
I've made over 80 grand on Apple this year.
And yet the Earth is closer to the sun during the winter.
Here's what's great. Listen, not great, but here's what people don't understand.
Oh, it's so bad. Did you see that video?
In just a few days.
Because the weird black and white, it was crazy.
Yeah, 28th. January 28th is the longest day of the year.
Like bugs.
A miniature.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
The solstice is June 21st.
21st? I thought it was, oh, it is 21st. You're right. It is 21st.
So that's the longest
He didn't report
longest
everything
day,
that they
and it
actually
starts getting shorter.
Why?
Now the reason it's colder in the winter, even though we're closer,
GE was so good.
is because of the axis of the Earth, so we don't get this direct sunlight.
Right, or
GE was so.
I was going to say, I can't imagine he held anything back on Trump.
HAIER.
and I did this good. I wonder if they could prosecute him for doing
So they sold the name. It's half of what you left. That's on you. So yeah, so I'm in contact with them, but they're out of Japan, so God knows
what kind of stuff you cook with gas, don't you?
Well, I've got that GE. Remember, I fought with them.
Electric, do you?
I have gas and.
Okay.
Do you have gas?
There you go. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TalkGenesisTotalExteriors.com. When I say that name, you can depend on them to do great work. Inside and outside, home improvements you can trust. Now, that is a big deal, because with home improvements, there are so many clowns out there. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. All right, let's go. Now, we're looking for car problems. We have our car experts. We do have a few emails we'll get to. But Teresa has a bit of a car problem. Her car was parked, and it got into an accident, the damn car. What happened, Teresa? What happened?
Hey, Tom.
What happened?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Someone hit my husband's parked 1995 Toyota pickup.
Oh, no. Hey, was it in good shape?
Yeah, well, it's his baby. He keeps, tinkering all the time. He's put quite a bit of, at least double the money.
Now, was it insured?
Oh, yeah. It was just parked on the street in front of our house, but she drove literally, because we have cameras, she drove literally just smack dab, dead center into the back
Did
end.
she stop?
Briefly, that she left her license plate. We got,
Wait. She left her license plate?
Yeah, it came off. It got hooked on the bumper. And then
Did you take photographs of that?
Oh, yes.
Now,
So
what happened? She left the scene of an accident. Did the police do anything?
Yes, they gave her a ticket for failure to report.
And what else?
That was it.
Not reckless? Not reckless or anything?
No, I was hoping they'd give her careless driving.
Well, that's not... No matter what, she'd be civilly liable to you. She doesn't need the ticket to be liable.
Right. No, she came back 4 hours later and then left a note on our front porch and then left with her phone number.
Okay, so what's the bottom line? Is she going to fix it? Here's the problem. She doesn't have to pay you any more than it's worth.
Right, because the Kelly Blue Book, I think, is, I don't know, I think it's right around $2,000 or something. But what we were wondering, because we're starting to get estimates, and I just, one estimate said that they felt like the frame was bent behind, from the rear.
So what are you wondering, Teresa? What are you wondering?
Well, I'm wondering where a good place would be to make sure it gets kind of an overall detect, like the transmission? Because it pushed it 9 feet when she hit it.
You know, this is a dilemma in all auto repair, okay? There's no body shop that has comprehensive engine and drivetrain people, and there's no drivetrain engine people that have comprehensive body people. So you have to take it to two different professionals. You really do. Even though I believe Jeff and you guys at Pickering's, and I believe especially dealers might be the best choice, by the way, except it's so old, because they do have both in-house experts on body and experts on engines. But I would say, and that's for the diagnosis, when it comes to repair, you make up your own mind. But I would say that there are no shops that have everything, and you need to have a comprehensive report. But it's not to get more money. You're only going to get what that's worth. Does she understand? Well, are you dealing with her insurance company?
Yes, we filed a claim yesterday.
Who's the carrier?
I believe it is State Farm, your favorite.
Oh, God. Well, it's one of my favorite. State Farm, Farmers, Allstate, Fred Loya, and American Family.
Yeah. So anyway, he did go to one place. We're in Loveland, or Johnstown, so he went to one place.
Who do we have up there? Who's our north guy? You know.
Hands-on Auto Tech?
Yeah.
He's way up north, yeah.
Hop. Oh, that's a joke, remember? It's just
yeah,
he even made his own joke. That's why I did it.
He's a good guy.
He lost his leg in a car accident. I shouldn't joke like that. No, he's such a good, he has such a sense of humor about it. It's amazing. But he has now an artificial limb, and he's doing well, I think. Right? Yeah, last time we saw him.
He's doing great, Tom.
No, Hands-on Auto Tech. I would try them immediately. Hands-on Auto Tech. Good people, and they know a lot about the body. But again, I'm just hoping they don't try to screw you, this insurance company. They're going to say we want to total it.
Right. That's why he's afraid of it. He doesn't want to total it. He wants to try
I understand. They're going to say we're going to total it, and then you're going to have to negotiate an amount to keep it. With older cars that are in good condition, people get screwed all the time. Let us know. Keep us informed. We love helping. Jasmine, what's happening?
Hi, Tom.
What's going on?
Well, my husband has some medical issues, and we're talking about getting Social Security disability. But
hey, Social Security disability, right. Hold on. How old is he?
62.
All right. Mark, does Marco's office do Social Security disability?
I do not think they do that.
Okay. Does Enton's office do Social Security disability?
We definitely have one person on the list, maybe two that do.
Now, Jasmine,
yes.
A lot of our attorneys say go through the process because you are always going to be turned down the first time. Always. Then, so instead of wasting money with an attorney, you simply go and through it, okay? And try to, that doesn't mean you go through it sloppily. You go through it very well. You try to do the best you can. And you have to have a diagnosis. Do you understand that? What's the diagnosis?
Well, he has two. He has stage 3 autoimmune hepatitis, and he has neuropathy.
And what's the neuropathy from? Does he have diabetes?
No, he doesn't have diabetes, but I don't know what it's from, but it's his feet.
Now, you understand. Now, listen, here's the standard they have, okay? He must have a diagnosis.
He does, too.
Okay, and he must not be able to handle any job whatsoever.
I'm sorry, he must not be able to what?
Hold a job of any kind.
Well, he's having a tough time with holding his job, and there's a lot of time he's
Is he working?
Yes, he's working.
See, there's the rub right there. Applying for Social Security disability while you have a job is like saying, well, we're not really disabled. If I don't get it, I'm going to have to keep working. I know that sounds crazy, but Jasmine, and I'm not telling you to have him quit either. I'm telling you it'll count against you.
Isn't there an advocate that can help you while he's trying to get it? Because I know it takes about a year, and there's some...
Yeah, there are attorneys that do this, but you first have to apply in most cases.
Okay.
Now, we do have an expert. You know, Suzanne's going to refer you to someone.
That'd be great.
But an advocate, what if you mean other than an attorney, I don't know of any. I don't know of any. I don't know if they could legally represent you.
Yeah, because I know that it takes a year, and you're not supposed to be working during that year, but then, there's no...
I know it. I understand the dilemma. I think that's why they do it. Well, no, that's not why they do it, but here's what they're saying, Jasmine. We want to make sure you really can't hold a job. And guess how you prove that? By not holding a job. I mean, it's terrible, but they want to only reach the people that truly aren't working, not the ones who are limping along saying, well, I can keep on, yeah, if I have to. Really, you have a dilemma. Now, if you're asking, are there people you can ask about this, there are attorneys that will take your call and answer questions for you. One of them used to be on the referral list. They used to answer questions all the time. Sullivan, and McGuire. 3039. Oh wait, what's the hell? I used to remember that name. Sullivan, McGuire. They 691-9868. 9868. That's a 303. Now, listen, they're not on the referral list, but that doesn't mean that all of a sudden they went bad. I mean, they just had a change in marketing and everything like that. But they do it. They'll answer questions. I'd prefer you use someone for mediation purposes on our referral list when you get when you come to hire someone. But you may like them as well. So just see what happens and call us back. Listen, people, whenever I give you marching orders and you go do something, I do want to hear from you again. That doesn't mean we're done with you.
How are you going to handle that they're trying to stuff that up
Tom,
in
1
district
minute,
court?
simply floor short. Simply
Well, it's
floor
just a
short.
pain in the ass. I got to have the judge bring it back, or I got to drop the case and redo everything.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts.
No, there's another reason they brought it up.
What would you do?
Because one of the things I put in there was the federal fair debt collection, so I got to drop that out of the complaint. So that one is a valid reason why they had it knocked up. So even though they lied about the service, that's not going to solve.
But you're allowed to amend the complaint.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
And
But
just
now I got
them.
to
Reserve
go.
them.
Listen to this. I got to go to federal fucking court now.
You can drop that and just refile completely. You don't have to do that. You can just drop that and refile completely and have them served by a
I don't
process.
know. I had Fuller and Craniac look at it. I'm going to get advice from both of them.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Just fucking say, okay, we'll do a new one.
Well,
And
but
drop
now I
that.
have a docket somewhere in federal court.
Until you drop it.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but I've never dropped a case in federal court. It's not even district court. It's federal fucking court.
Yeah, and the process there will eat you alive.
Oh, gee, you kidding? I wouldn't show up there except to drop it.
But I didn't know you had a federal claim in there. That was a mistake.
Oh, big time.
That's the main reason they kicked it up, Mark. That's the main reason they kicked it up.
20 seconds, simply floor short.
It had very little to do with...
That's all it had to do with. No, but I don't know why she completely lied on that.
It's a moot point. It didn't matter.
Plus, they accepted service after the fact, but they pointed out.
You want to save money over big box stores? You want to get the same floor coverings as big box stores? You want to have better installation than big box stores? You want to have more attention to detail than big box stores? You want to have better warranties than big box stores? Do you want a better experience than big box stores? Do you want to shop at home instead of being a number at a big box store? SimplyFloorsInc.com. SimplyFloorsInc.com. You can do everything from that app. Everything online. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
You get up first thing, smoke a cigarette before lunch.
You still want me to get that thing
Now that we're
notarized?
talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it,
definitely.
Give me that one.
I'm feeling like I've lost about 4 hours of every day.
Did you see John Wick? Did you guys watch that movie?
I watched all two of them. The third one's out.
But you haven't seen the third one.
No,
Were the
no.
first two good?
Did you see the third one?
No.
My
Did you?
son, no, my son says it's good.
My son is
It's fucking. It's got 8 out of 10, which is
My son
crazy.
went out and bought a black suit, black tie, black everything, and wore it to school with sunglasses.
Like John Wick?
Yeah. Jesus.
I never seen the first two. There's no.
Oh, the first one is
No, he wore it
awesome.
to church.
But you don't have to see the first two for 3 to
Well,
make
you would
sense.
want to. And they're
yeah.
they're on Netflix. I mean, go ahead, or Amazon.
But they're good.
Oh,
Is it like Men in Black?
They're
No.
really no, not at all.
No, he's
Like
a
a
badass
badass.
mother.
He is badass.
What's it like? I mean,
Well,
It's
like
just
a badass
shooting up
motherfucker.
badass.
I don't know,
He
there's-
was an assassin, and he came out of retirement, for one fucking reason, which you'll find out in the very beginning.
Nah, that's why you gotta watch the first one.
But it doesn't give anything. Wait, the first one is when he came out of retirement because
that's why I say that's the best one. Yeah, that's such a.
And they keep saying it was just a fucking beagle. I mean, the guy just destroyed an entire organization.
They stole his dog and took his '67 Mustang, and I'm gonna tell
They
you what.
killed his fucking dog.
'68 Mustang.
And I swear to God, there are people saying, but we only killed his dog. It's like he said he was a beagle.
Dude.
It's like you with your beagle.
Mine is more like, please kill my beagle.
All these Mark, he was so cool.
He's awesome.
You know, and can you revisit what however you pronounce it? Keanu.
Oh,
you cannot.
awesome.
I don't know. This guy just played the perfect.
He's perfect.
Perfect badass.
Just like a silent killer.
Yes.
All these mob guys call him the boogeyman. He's awesome.
He was a legend, and he was retired. And they just happened to fucking. They didn't know it was him when they stole his car and killed his dog. And his father went. The mob boss, when they said who it was, they went, oh shit.
Exactly.
And then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, they screwed up.
Okay, I'm gonna watch the first one.
Yeah.
It looks like 3 will be out pretty soon.
He has to break the concrete out of his basement floor to get his weapons out of there.
3 the one that is out right now, right?
Yeah, it is out.
And I thought 2 was okay, but my son says 3 is amazing. He says it's good. I gotta go see it. I should go this weekend.
It looks like it's on.
We've got to watch where we get suggestions. We got a bad suggestion, right, Tom?
What was that?
Oh, what?
6 Feet Under. Not bad, but it's not a great.
I love 6 Feet Under.
I don't love it at all. I hate it. There's nothing to it.
It's very depressing.
I like it.
They're just different stories. It starts out every episode somebody
Isn't
dying.
Dexter in that? Isn't Dexter the main character?
I love him. But here's the deal.
Is that actually him?
Yeah.
I thought it was your brother.
No, here's the deal. They start out somebody dying, and then the funeral process, and the inner workings of the family. I thought there was going to be intrigue and suspense.
There is. It's a family.
There is not.
Oh, there is. There's lots of stuff.
What's the intrigue?
God, it's so
The
long
guy
ago.
is gay. The guy is the girl.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Ken, what's going on with you, Ken?
Hey, Tom.
What's happening?
I've got a issue with a contractor. We contracted with a company called Designer Incorporated back in October to have a couple bathrooms remodeled in the house.
Where'd you find the contractor? It says here Home Advisor?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the name of the contractor?
The owner of the company is James Christopher Ford. Typically goes by Chris Ford.
Okay. And what is the name of the company?
Designer's Choice.
With Designer's Choice. And what's the problem if you sped right up to that one?
Well, we contracted in October, knowing the project wouldn't start till 2019 at some point. They were, with their schedule.
Did you put money down?
We did.
How much?
A little over $4,000.
And have you gotten anything?
We received, once the project started.
When did it start?
March of 2019.
And what did they do?
They did some demo in one bathroom. They installed some tile that we provided.
How much money worth of stuff did you get?
I think I got about $2,000 worth of value.
Okay, so are you calling because they stopped?
I'm calling you because they stopped, and also on April 3rd of this year, Chris came to my house to do some measurements for cabinets, and at that time we had reached a point in the contract where another payment was due. So we wrote another check to him for a little over $4,600.
Wait a minute. You paid $4,000 or $4,000 up front, and another $4,000 after he didn't come through.
Oh no! He had, things had been going all right. He had started the project.
Here's what I'm getting at. You said you have $2,000 in value. How much did you pay him total? You said $4,000 down. How much total is out of pocket right now?
Right now. Do you want me to include the $2,000 or?
I want you to include I want you to include every dime that you've taken out of pocket to pay him.
I gave him $8,600, $8,622.13.
Okay, $8,622.13 and $2,000 worth of value.
That's my estimate.
So you're out about $6,600.
Correct.
What do you mean everything's going well? That doesn't sound like everything's going well.
No, I meant everything was going well up to a point.
What turned south? What happened?
On April 3rd, he came to the house to do some measurements.
Right, and he wanted more money?
Right, and we wrote him another check, but he asked us to make it out to a different name than Designer's Choice.
And is that part of the 8,600?
Yes.
Okay, that didn't go south. What went south after that?
Well, we found out later, after not hearing from him, that he closed the business.
Oh, my God, did you get cheated?
Through the Colorado Secretary of State website, that on April 3rd, the day I wrote the second check...
And you have no personal... Okay, man, the guy's a cheat. I think under the Contractors Trust Act, you may have something. Unless he truly went out of business, you're screwed, man. What is Home Advisor going to do for you?
Nothing.
Why?
I don't know. I don't even think we've contacted him yet.
Well, you should. You should.
Yeah.
They should at least know about it.
But he's also doing business under another business name.
So the first name was Designer's Choice. What was the second name?
Colorado Bathrooms.
And what's the third name?
The third name is Cobblestone Investments, which is the name he had us make the second check out to.
Wait, then where did Colorado Bathrooms come in?
I just found, in doing some research on Colorado Secretary of State and other
Would have been nice if you did that before. I would immediately start a small claim suit immediately for $7,500, and I would, and then we can try to find him. I mean, this sounds like another sleaze brigade, James, huh? James Ford. Do you know about him, Dano?
No, I just looked. He starts these businesses and then he folds them up as soon as he has money into them. So I mean,
this is a mode.
Yep, this is absolutely.
I would call the Attorney General too.
I submitted a complaint to the Attorney General online.
And the District Attorney. What jurisdiction is this?
Well, my house is in Adams County. in Thornton.
Yeah, this is bad news, man. This guy sounds like bad news. James Chris Ford. Do we have a number for him?
I gave you. I know I gave.
I have it, Tom.
Suzanne, before we give it out, I want to see if he'll talk to us.
Got it.
I mean, we got to make sure, if nothing else, this guy's shut down. We have to make sure he is shut down cold. Chris James or Chris Ford. Does anyone know about Christopher Ford, Chris Ford, James Christopher Ford, Designer's Choice, Colorado Bathrooms, or Cobblestone Investments? If anyone knows, let us know. You did everything wrong. You gave him money ahead of time. You didn't pay as you went. And you paid by check instead of credit card. You did everything wrong. Everything you could possibly do wrong. Okay, what's going on, Kathy? And we have some lines open, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Kathy, what's happening?
I have a 2014 Dodge Caravan, and I have it at Christopher Dodge, which they're not trying to screw me or anything. I have an extended warranty on it through Fidelity Warranty Company out of Florida. They sell them, when you buy a car, you buy an extended warranty. My engine is gone. My engine is blown.
When did you buy it? Okay, when did you buy it?
Okay, I bought it about 2.5 years ago, as a used car.
And how long is your warranty?
My warranty was good until 6 years or 105,000 miles, and my car has 101,000 miles on it.
Okay, you have proof that you have a warranty?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so why are they turning down your warranty? What's wrong with your car?
The engine is gone. They said Christopher Dodge, which is a reputable company. I've dealt with them for many years.
Are they the ones that sold it to you?
Pardon me?
Are they the ones that sold it to you?
No, Medved Chevrolet sold it to me.
Okay. So what did Christopher Dodge tell you?
That the piston. Okay, first they said it was the valve cover head, so they replaced that. The warranty company replaced that, and then they got into the engine more because they put it all back together, and it still wasn't working right. It had no power, and it was worse than when I brought it in. So they took it back apart, and they had to have the inspector come out, which is now normal with the warranty company.
But what did they? I just need to know what they rejected. Why did they reject it? Why?
That's what we'd like to know.
What did they tell you? They gave you a reason. They had to have given you a reason. They don't just say, we're not doing it.
No, they told me that it was carbon on the pistons, and that's why it was carbon on the pistons.
They're saying it's normal wear and tear.
But my contract does not say anything about.
Yes,
no,
it
they're
does.
Not even
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Your warranty excludes normal wear and tear. Your warranty excludes owner abuse. Your warranty excludes previous conditions. So I mean, I know it does. I'm absolutely positive it does, and that's why they're turning it down.
Yeah,
in fact, let me put it to you this way. Let me put it to you this way. It doesn't matter if it's your fault. They don't cover things unless they're covered. They are useless. They are absolutely useless warranties. Useless. Used car warranties are useless. Extended warranties, useless. What did you spend on this warranty?
$3,500.
Okay. You know what? Will they give your $3,500 back? How long ago did you? Oh, no, 2.5 years. Listen, you got, Kathy, I wish you would have called us. I would have told you not to buy the warranty. And you would have had $3,500 in your pocket right now. I would have told you not to probably buy the car. So, but I would, that's the thing. The warranty company is not probably telling you the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, or they're using something that's legit, like normal wear and tear. Did they say normal wear and tear? Tell them you need a specific reason why it's being rejected. Then at least you can fight them. You might even want to take them to small claims court. It's going to cost you every bit of $7,500 to get it fixed, right?
Oh, yes, at least. And I don't have the money.
I understand that.
Extended warranty.
That's right, but the extended warranty is useless. In most cases, it doesn't cover anything. In most cases. What's the name of your extended warranty?
Fidelity Warranty Company.
Fidelity. Okay. It's one of many. They're useless. Now, if you want to send in the warranty along with some information, we'll see if there's anything to it. But you have to let us know what the dealer found as well.
Tell her where we should use that.
Worst investment ever.
Do you want Jimmy John's?
Tom, 1 minute, plumb line long.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm ordering Jimmy John's. I know what you want, so just.
Right shoulder now, still about a 4 mile.
You know what I want to.
Thank you.
Do you want onions or do you want no onions?
No, like
Easy? The easy?
Remember when she ordered that one time and it was all wrong?
Do you like Jimmy John's?
Sure.
And bread.
I usually just get like a ham and
they
turkey with cheese and nothing else on it. No garden.
20 seconds, plumb line long. Plumb line long.
Minus garden.
Okay, so Monday.
Minus garden. No rabbit food. You want extra peppers?
Yes, please.
All right, look at me going.
When's she going to play?
So 2 of those.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
What would you like?
Make it easy. Do mine the same way as his.
Okay.
Without the garden and plain.
Without the garden and plain, 2 of those. You guys are just making my life just easy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Mark, I'm not talking to you because you don't want anything.
Zoom is how business gets done. Get your free account at Zoom.com today. Meet Happy.
You know, I get calls all the time on my show from people who've gone for lowball pricing when it comes to furnaces and they get ripped off. Now, I'm not telling you have to artificially pay more, but you do have to go with a reputable company. I've been proudly endorsing Plumb Line Services for like 17 years. Those are the experts I turn to for Carrier furnaces. Now listen to this. Right now you can save $2,000, a true $2,000 savings on a complete Carrier system. Now, it's a winning combination, Carrier and Plumline. Plus you have savings now and down the road because of the efficiency. There's all kinds of rebates and savings available. You'll save $2,000. And that's why I've been able to truly associate with Plumline proudly. Call them for this deal. Now you want to have them matched. Carrier, that's the air conditioning and the furnace. Now if for some reason you don't need one or the other, they will work on that too. But call them, 303-562-0439. That's 303-562-0439 or plumlineservices.com.
Another summer with inefficient.
I deal with so many aftermarket warranty companies. They're terrible.
Oh, they suck.
They're all terrible.
They just have all the exclusions.
Every single exclusion they can find.
I know Fidelity pretty well. I'm surprised.
Are they good?
They're pretty good.
They're normally pretty decent.
What is that carbon?
Carbon. That they're saying.
Carbon on the piston.
Yeah, but carbon on the piston
means
really should cause the problem.
That's what they're saying.
There's something else. There must be like carbon
way
stick
more
and
to
rings
it
or
than
something. That carbon on top of the piston is normal.
Besides, nowadays engines aren't real common for carbon like that.
Yeah,
Not
well,
heavy.
is direct injection? It's a 14.
Of course, yeah.
So it's getting fuel blasted right into the cylinder.
That's what I'm saying. It's not real common. There's more to it than that.
So are you saying the carbon might have stuck a ring or something?
That sounds more like
be the only way.
Can you dump stuff in there to try to loosen that stuff up? Or?
It's rare sometimes. But
What's interesting is they did the first repair.
The valve cover?
Whatever it was, or head.
Well, she said valve cover, which I was like, well,
of Denver,
how does it get worse after doing a valve cover?
Yeah,
first of all.
What's that going to do?
And then she had a leak, which that would make sense if they covered a leaking valve cover gasket.
But why would you attack a valve cover gasket for performance complaint?
Unless it has a baffle issue that like it broke off or something. We've had one of those before, where the baffling inside breaks off and gets into the timing chain and causes problems. But that was on a RAV4.
Unless it was head, it had a valve issue.
I don't know. That's
but if they have the head off, you should see the carbon buildup on the pistons. Never should have gone back on.
Right.
Borescope. You might be able to see it.
I think it's Rick Lujan that runs that store. I should
You have
ask
to have
him.
an awful lot on there to do anything.
Well, carbon on the top of the piston is not going to do anything.
You could get some pre-detonation just running hot enough.
Maybe.
So you increase your compression.
Then your knock sensor should be setting a code.
Yeah, increase your compression.
No, you get pre-detonation. So
Yeah.
like nights before, it hits top dead center. So you actually end up causing combustion before the piston's ready to travel.
Right,
so,
because that carbon has less space and it's going to...
No, because the carbon will heat up and actually cause ignition before the spark plug
Oh,
fires.
really? The carbon acts like almost like a glow plug then, huh?
Right. But then you should have a knock sensor code, which she didn't say anything about. Well, I don't know. Maybe not.
Wow, I never used that.
If you're getting enough pre-detonation, you should have a knock code.
Yeah.
And that doesn't normally
And you'd
burn
be
out.
lucky if most of the time it'll burn a hole right through the piston.
Yeah.
In either case, guilty or innocent, Joe Lazaro can help.
I don't know.
Ben
I tell everybody, just take your money, your $3,500 you're going to spend on that, and start a savings account and add to it so you can actually afford to fix it when it
a
breaks.
complete engine installed after taxes should be around $8,200 an hour.
Yeah.
If you get a Chrysler engine.
You get a Jasper engine too, same thing. It's going to be like eight grand.
Yeah, either way.
This poor woman, she's screwed.
Who?
Oh yeah.
You know the biggest problem with the Jasper engine though? It's flipping from Jasper.
Jasper used to suck. I've been doing a lot of them. I don't have problems with them.
Heavy roads?
Yeah, man.
I don't do a lot of them. One here and there.
Yeah, we do a lot of them. And I remember when I first started, we had a bunch of problems with them. We were calling warranty on them a lot. But I haven't had a problem with them lately. Not in the last couple of years.
Hi, Tom Martino here.
Listen, Renew Home Innovations, otherwise known as the Kohler guys, Now, these Kohler guys specialize in Kohler, and they do a choreographed shower system with this stuff called Serica. It is a solid surface shower material that requires absolutely no maintenance. It is as beautiful as any natural stone you will ever see. You don't even have to grout it because you never have to grout it and caulk it either, because the caulking is behind a trim strip that is protected from water. It is a beautiful system, and they call it the choreographed shower system because they choreograph it or make it for your movements custom to you. If you want to deck out your bathroom with a beautiful shower, make a brand new shower or a walk-in tub, or you want to redo the whole bathroom, go to the Kohler guys, renewhomeinnovations.com. They have 12 months, same as cash, 303-904-2000. You will have a beautiful bathroom. Now, they do have a good, better, best. So if you want it for your dream home or you want it for a fix and flip, call them, 303-904-2000. Let's talk about cars, okay? Because we have this. David has a problem with his 15 GMC. Go ahead, David.
Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I received a recall letter for my 015 GMC Sierra, and I took it in to get repaired with my letter. When they repaired it, they made me an invoice that says no pay or just $0. And like a week later, they're calling me to let me know that I owe them the repair.
Why?
Because I guess they feel like it, but
No. What I mean is, was it covered under the recall, and was it a factory-covered recall?
Yes, and now they're telling me that now I have that. Not, I mean, I took it in and I told them if I have to pay anything for this repair, I'm not having you repair it because I have a cheaper mechanic at home. And they said, oh no, this is under warranty. This is under not warranty, but this is a recall. And they told me this is gonna be $0 charge. So I left it. They repaired it, and now they're trying to collect.
Well, what do you guys do in a case like that?
Well, what was the cost of they're trying to recover from you?
They're trying to get like $600.
Well, that's well above what they have to comply with the Colorado Motor Vehicle Repair Act for authorized repairs.
What do you mean?
Because he did not give authorization for $600 worth of repairs.
Yeah, they can't charge you because the Auto Repair Act says they have to give you a written estimate and you have to approve it.
Exactly, and I even told them. That's why I asked them before they repaired it.
What is it? The dealer? Is it the dealer billing you?
Yes.
What dealer?
It's in Fort Collins. It's called Bell and Back.
Well, I would tell them a couple things. First, it was a factory recall. Second, you do not owe them because they did not comply with the Auto Repair Act. That's all I would tell them if it was me.
Which is an estimate before they do.
The Colorado Auto Repair Act says that if it's going to be more than $100 and you dropped it off, they have to give you. They have to get your approval.
Great, that's great news. Thank you so much for the advice.
Yeah, let me know what happens. 303-713-TALK. Ken said he has a fraud call he wants to tell us about. Ernie wants to know if he should call a number back. I'd love to know. Let's talk about that coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Oh, she talked to Christopher Ford. She talked to the guy. She talked to him. Hold on. I didn't. Oh, listen, they're having trouble at Jimmy John's, damn it. They're backed up an hour, and I said, can you...
Yeah, the Jimmy John's is 45. I don't think it's going to work for you guys.
You get the full benefits of my team and full
She probably... I don't think it's very far. I mean...
I think he sells faster and for more money. For example, on a recent deal, we sold $53,000 over the asking price and $18,000 over the appraised value. Frank Duran, the real estate man, with Remax Alliance. 303-920-1620. She gets Frank Duran, the real estate man.com.
That might be their new go-to line as we're writing it down.
Yeah, that surprises me from Jimmy.
45 minutes. It's like, what are you doing? Killing a new cow there?
Retirement Saturday on
6:30
I can
a.m.
grow bread in
If you're
24
concerned about the
45
markets,
minutes.
call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
So, out of curiosity, why aren't you willing to deal with your raccoon problem on your own?
Transmission trouble?
Fuck, man, I don't want to shoot it.
Budget A1
Come on, man up.
auto repair. They will remove the
I don't want to shoot it. I don't know what to say, man. I'm not going to eat it.
free of charge.
The only thing I don't mind shooting are fucking bunnies, honestly. I wouldn't even shoot a squirrel, man. And the only reason I shoot bunnies is when they were eating all our shit in our old house. Out here, they don't even, I don't even see bunnies. Shit's killing us.
Squirrel will fuck up your attic.
Yeah, but they don't get into the house. At least they have one. But this fucking thing, Jeff, it goes from where Tom sits to here.
It just got bigger.
But it's not doing anything to you.
Well, when Addie said it's up by the air conditioner, I'm going, what the fuck's it doing up there?
It wants to cool down.
We got Ahab and his raccoon here.
So she sat in that hearing.
Oh, was the guy there?
Yeah, one of the shooters was there. She said it's good. It was very short, and the kid is on a no bond hold as of now. It was the
manufacturing. Take a look at
non-transgendering one. It wasn't the transgendering kid.
Our daughter's at the DA's office now as an intern. They called it a paid intern. But anyhow,
Minimum wage.
she was at that, I wanted to say Parkland, but it's not Parkland.
STEM school.
STEM school.
School shooting.
So it wasn't the weird looking one with the weird hair and shit.
Yeah, I know one of the kids that got shot in that.
Oh, it was a STEM?
Yeah, she went to the hearing for one of the shooters today. Adeline got to sit in. No, it's the other
The
one.
boy.
The girl was a boy.
Right.
No, it's the other one. It was the non-transgender.
I don't even know what's
The boy named Sue.
Right, he was 18, he was adult.
Oh.
Yeah, but I think
she got
they're
to sit in on that.
gonna. Well, I think they're planning on charging the other one as adult too, aren't they?
They are, but,
Yeah.
but they were holding her as a juvenile.
Do they have to continue the transgender one or whatever if she's on meds or something?
As long as we're living in Colorado, California,
They do,
whatever,
don't
they're
they? They
gonna,
gotta continue
they're gonna
giving
do
her whatever
it.
drugs
I don't know if they have to, but they're going to.
No, she went to go pick it up. She already ordered it. It's on her way. It's all good.
Colorado.
I think, honestly, I think Gaff has probably irritated him a couple times.
She's, yeah.
Jimmy John?
She might be on the
I'm
list.
not saying, yeah. We might, like all of iHeart.
She should say, hey, I live next door.
That's awesome.
We don't live there.
She's made a few phone calls over there.
When they've got the order wrong, or I don't know, all kinds of stuff.
You know, this is the first time where the economy's been buzzing under a Democrat, and a Republican took it over, and we didn't go into a recession or go down. We went up. First time ever. Wow, first time ever. Think
Everybody's calling you Super Tom
Think about
today.
the economy.
I wonder why.
The economy was buzzing under certain Democrats. When the Republicans took it over, it went down.
What about the Carter Reagan switch over?
Carter Reagan, it was
Reagan,
a
it took off like
It was in a tank. It didn't take off right away.
Carter, man, if you went to buy a house back then, it was like 14% interest.
It's gotten worse under Carter. You're right.
And he also did that with Russia. He stopped the trade with Russia because of Afghanistan.
But
Carter's a law.
But here's the deal. A lot of people say the Republicans, when they took over, the reason things went down was because of the policies that were there before, and it just took a while. But this time, he took over a good economy, really good economy, and now it's, I mean, it's never been better.
Yeah.
It's never fucking been better, which is incredible. I don't know
This
how long it can
forecast
go
from the
on.
Denver Trial Lawyers Weather
true.
Center.
Increasing clouds today with a high of 87.
I don't think one man can make that difference, but it seems to
Sunny
be.
tomorrow with a high near 80. Sunday, partly sunny and a high of
Here's what I
65.
think it is.
This
As
report
much as
is
people
sponsored
hate 'em,
by Napa Auto Parts.
businesses
Right now
trust
at Napa Auto Care Centers, when
businesses
you
do,
spend
not to get
$250
fucked.
brake parts, you can
And I think that
get
attitude alone, that atmosphere, is conducive to growth.
We also dropped regs.
Oh, the regulations were huge, man. And he dropped corporate taxes.
Corporate
That's the
taxes
biggest thing.
dropped from 35 to 20.
He almost cut him in half.
And guess what happened? It increased.
And he changed very basic shit like, okay, go buy new airplanes and helicopters and cars, whatever you need, and you don't have to expense them or depreciate them over 20 years. You can take them off the fucking
Yeah, but
taxes.
Section 179 was always there.
Not like it is now. Man.
What's the amount? 2.2 or something?
I don't know.
No, it used to be
It's more
like
than
a
I
certain,
thought.
150,000 or something. So, what is this? What section 179 now? How much is it?
I don't know.
He's looking it up.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were looking it up. Dan always usually looks things up just to stir up shit. Only if he can find things wrong.
Stir up shit. You do that, huh?
Oh, he is a shit
You're
stirrer.
a shit stirrer, dude.
You should have heard all the shit he started with Michael Brown, our old host here. He basically got him canned.
Nice job.
Oh
sir.
my God! So it's one went from 500 to 1 million in 2017. Hold on. So it's fucking a lot of money. Wait, it's even more now. So you can buy shit now, $2.5 million.
What was it last year? Or before Trump, what was it?
It's like 150,000 at one time. I mean, $2.5 million. Right up front you can depreciate? What, are you shitting me?
Now's the time to discover
Oh. Comes another airplane.
Oh wait, deduction limit is 1 million, spending cap is 2.5. So the deduction limit's 1 million, but that's an incredible amount. Because that comes right off the top.
Hear that? That's the sound of your car.
Yeah, it's an expense. It's right there.
Off the top.
I'm that's how I'm doing my bus this year.
That's TURO.com/earn.
Or last year, I should say. Last year's taxes.
Sharing your car. Turo. Pay for your car by sharing it today. I've been around a long time.
I'm only going to do a portion of it, though.
Digital screwdrivers, hammer 2.0, the new improved nail, now with more funkiness. You know what really makes my job easier? Ranger. Easy reordering, easy inventory selection.
Manitou's nice.
Just
Hey,
one
do you know where
minute
this
ago,
is?
I get a text
Over
that
here, Andy.
Google
No, I mean
says
this particular
I can go
campground.
pick it up if you want. I just got that on Google 1 minute ago.
Is it nice?
It's nice. It's small. It's nice though.
Okay, cool.
Manitou's. Do you know Manitou area? Colorado
I'm
City?
sure I've been there.
Dude, it's a cool
How
place
far
to
is
go
it
hang
from the
out.
Gambler?
Oh, not far at all. Okay, you're not far at all. Same area.
And rebuilding nearby. They're concerned the buildings where the slaughter
You still have the motorhome, huh?
What can I take under my
You still have the motorhome.
Oh, hold on. So I can take mine.
Yep, absolutely. That's because you bought it
What
last
do you
year.
guys think about that cop being
Didn't you buy it under TSN or yourself? I don't think it matters. I mean, really.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, it probably does matter actually.
I'm a couple different ways on that because I mean it seems politically charged. The reason they're freaking doing that. But don't get me wrong, I think the dude was a freaking coward.
But you see that he didn't even...
No, he was a coward.
The Troubleshooter. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. By the way, this hour brought to you by Century RV for new and used RVs at smashing prices. Great screaming deals. Out in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue, between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's, and up north on the 119 turnoff to Longmont and I-25. 303-453-1111. CentryRV.com, a dealership I know and trust. Mark bought his RV there, and it's 303-453-1111. So Ken said he paid like about $8,622 so far and 13 cents to a guy who walked off the job, went out of business right after getting another payment. He says there's only $2,000 in value. The guy's name is James Christopher Ford, goes by Chris Ford. He had Designer's Choice. He had another company called Colorado Bathrooms and another company called Cobblestone Investments. Suzanne, you talked to him.
I did, Tom.
What did he say?
Well, he knew who I was speaking of and said that he did way more work than $2,000 worth.
Does he claim that he is even with the guy as far as work?
He feels like he's even. He did tell me that the company is out of business, and that's just what happens, Tom. Companies go out of business, he said. That's just the way the world works, so pretty nonchalant about it.
He has no problem with that,
He isn't sure if he's going to declare bankruptcy. He has an attorney involved to help resolve some of his issues and just kind of skated around like that.
I'd go after this guy as soon as possible in small claims court before bankruptcy. Did you hear me, Ken?
Oh, I didn't know I was on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Did you hear the update?
I did, and I also will let you know that the day he took the second check from me is the day he dissolved Designer's Choice.
That sucks.
Oh,
you know,
it sucks big time.
Yeah, because then he opened up a new company and dissolved that right away, right?
Well, no. He had Cobblestone for a while, but he dissolved that company on May 30th of this year.
So when did you write who did you write the second check to?
To Cobblestone.
And when did you write that Cobblestone check?
April 3rd.
April 3rd, and then he went out of business in May.
No, he went out of business. No, Cobblestone went out of business where he dissolved the corporation in May 30th.
Okay, so that's like a month after you paid him.
Right, but the day he asked us to not make the check out to Designer's Choice was the day, that was April 3rd, that was the day he dissolved Designer's Choice with the Secretary of State.
Have you looked him up online?
Oh, yeah.
Does he have a lot of bad reviews?
He's got a bunch. He's got 3 pretty bad ones for Designer's Choice on BBB, which entails quite a bit of money, if it's true. I mean, I take that with a grain of salt, but I just think he's a bad character, and, you know, I think
You'll think what?
I think he'll keep doing that.
Yeah, until we put him out of business. He is out of business, but I mean, we'll keep him from...
No, his Colorado Bathrooms is still an entity.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, Colorado Bathrooms. We've got to warn people about Colorado Bathrooms.
When I call Tom, that's what they answer as now.
Okay. Yeah, he just keeps changing the names.
What was that?
He's a scumbag. He's a scumbag. So, Chris, why don't you tell your attorney I called you a scumbag? And why don't you also tell your attorney I'm going to dedicate myself to keeping people away from you?
Tom, when I said what I was calling about, he goes, well, which company did he contract with? Like, he didn't even know which company.
Is it Colorado Bathrooms and Kitchens or just Colorado Bathrooms?
It's, hang on. Hang on. He's got a bunch of names. It's Colorado. I think it's just Colorado Bathrooms, Inc., and it might be Colorado Bathrooms and Kitchens, but...
What's his phone number? What's the business number, Suzanne?
303?
Yeah.
880?
8666?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's him. Okay, so he is Colorado Bathrooms and More, Kitchens and Baths, 303-888-8, sign of the devil. So that's his phone number, 303-880-8, sign of the devil. It's 8666. So that tells you something right there. His frickin' phone number, 8, sign of the devil. Okay, so here we go. Ken, you got ripped. Let's keep other people from getting ripped, because he'll probably just put this one out of business too. You see, that's the thing, people, with small companies like this, you're going to have to ask for personal liability. You have to. You have to. Unless the company is big enough to substantiate, when you make out a check to one of these LLCs, you may as well just throw it away. You may throw your money away.
Hey, Tom, these are actually corporations.
Now, how do you know about this guy, Dan? Did you look into him?
No, I looked it up in Secretary of State.
Okay, so they're corporations. And, Suzanne, let's try to get a picture of this guy. We need to put him on the Sleaze Brigade for sure. We need this guy on the Sleaze Brigade to let people know. He says you can see us on YouTube, but the link doesn't work. So let's see if we can track this guy down.
Let's see if we can find a mugshot on him, too. He sounds like the kind of guy that might have a mugshot.
Wait, meet our team. Hold on. There he is. There he is. Get that picture. Let's snag that picture. All right. That son of a bitch. He's a scumbag. I can't stand people that operate like that. You know, I shouldn't insult his mother. I really don't even know her, but he is a scumbag. Look at him. Oh, companies just happen to go out of business. And he puts down his bachelor's degree in business management and screw jobs, 2 master's degrees on bend over, and 1 master's degree, a master's of management, and a master's MBA, and a master's in lube jobs. Okay. So that is Chris Ford, president and founder. He should put all his failures down, too, and all the money he collected and didn't do anything with. Scumbag. Yeah, let them know what you think. 303-880-8666. 303-880-8 sign of the devil. Okay, Ken, what's going on with you? What's happening?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, Tom.
Yeah, what's going on?
Tom, I called so you could flag this and alert your listeners of a new scam on telephone siphoning frauds, whatever.
Telephone what?
Just telephone calls from former Soviet, suspected originating under the former Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, etc. We've all been.
So someone. Okay, so someone tried to scam you.
Oh yeah. Here's the deal. I got a call last night, first one.
And what did they say?
There was no answer. No one came on along. So I did a *69 only to discover that the number listed as being my home phone number, as the originating source. Okay, about 20 minutes ago, phone rang. I picked it up. Here's a recording with a foreign accent saying, we're from Microsoft calling to notify you that your subscription is terminated and you must, in order to continue service.
Do you have his number?
You know that.
Do you have his number?
I did a *69 after I terminated the call, and guess what? It's my home phone number reported as the originating call.
Again, they're just spoofing it. Do you have a number they want you to call back?
No, I terminated the call. No, I should have.
So they never give you a callback number?
I don't know. I got angry and terminated the call.
Next time, if you can, get a number so we can call them back.
Okay, well, you know as well as I do, it's coming probably out of the former Soviet Union.
Well, why do we know that?
Because that's what the media says. That's who's responsible for the majority of these bamboozle calls.
No, a lot of them are coming from India. A lot of them are coming from Africa. A lot of them are coming from the States. So we don't know for sure. But Ken, as soon as you can get us a number, get us a number. Ernie, what's going on with you, Ernie?
I keep getting this call from people. They're saying that. Let me see what they say they are.
Another scam, I'm sure.
Professional account LLC, and they want me to.
Wait, professional account what, Ernie?
Professional account LLC.
Professional account LLC. They could be collectors. Do you owe any money?
Well, I don't know if I do. I don't think so.
Ernie, a lot of collectors use ambiguous names to have, so they say they're Professional Account LLC. What do they want you to do?
They want me to call this number.
Is it a 303 number?
Oh, it's an 800-866 number.
Well, why don't you find out what it is and just don't give them any information?
Okay, well, I thought I'd call you first.
No, now listen, don't give him any information. I wouldn't. But I mean, or just ignore it. I mean, if you don't know what it is, just ignore it. It's not going to do you, if they're legit, they're going to tell you why they're calling. 303-713-TALK. More coming up.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Rush hour. Yeah, so what's Scott Peterson's guy's name? God, his life is like.
Oh, gee, that's a mess.
He'd have been better off to get shot. Did you see his picture? He was only 54 years old.
Was he? I don't think I've ever seen him. No.
In fact, you can look up. Here, look it up on Google.
Yeah, that's crazy. What a mess.
20 seconds was Aaron Long. He is at 84 with your traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner.
So you look up Coward and he comes up in like in the fifth.
No doubt, huh?
Sherry Neal's being a coward. Doesn't look happy.
Think not.
Hey, this is the time of year a lot of people have cook-me-outs and they have like gatherings and softball games and fun and they drink. Or they smoke weed. That's the new thing now, right? Pretty soon magic mushrooms. Here's the deal. Joseph A. Lazare is there for the stupid people who don't know the difference between getting high and driving. Get a designated driver. Use Uber or Lyft. Listen, if you're in trouble, seriously, Joe Lazzara. Now, even if you're guilty, you made a mistake, you need an attorney to get through the system. Being accused of a crime, any crime, can ruin your life. Joseph A. Lazzara is there. Now, he will give you personalized attention, flat rate pricing, and he will attend to the matter immediately. Don't do any of this alone. Really, it's foolish. LazzaraLegal.com. He's got 2 Z's and 1 R. LazzaraLegal.com. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. What are you guys looking at?
He headed right.
Scott
the part that got me the most.
Scott Peterson?
Yeah.
You got him running?
Yeah, he is here, but he doesn't even touch the door to even open.
He gets in that golf cart
How much
and
time?
he drives over to the buffet.
No.
He did
not. Like, no. And you see who the shifter is?
Exactly. I could just see it happening. I'm going, no. That's fine. That's funny shit.
He knew everybody would be running.
He went and got some donuts. He got a box of donuts.
Yeah, he got to the door, just turned around and walked off.
Didn't even
And
touch
he
the
left.
door. Didn't even touch the door.
So, were they hearing shots at that point?
Yeah. But he couldn't even tell really if they were actual shots.
No, we're talking the Calvert of Broward.
Yeah. But I mean,
No.
how's that any different than if here you got a lifeguard, he's in charge of lifeguard, he just watches a kid drown without jumping in.
How is it different? Well, I mean, there's a difference as far as the potential for personal injury.
For what?
For the, don't get me wrong, I don't agree with it at all. But, and quite frankly,
that's his job.
I know
you're
that's his
saying
job.
What are you saying,
you
Jeff?
wouldn't have done anything either.
I would have been all over it, man. Come on.
This guy shouldn't
This
get
guy-
a
he's-
fucking nickel.
30
He
years.
should be put to death, honestly.
Well, they're working on it.
Oh,
bitch.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
How about if that was one of your kids that got fucking
but you
killed
still can't.
because he didn't go?
You're not, yeah, and you're not going to give. But I'm not sure that they
Did he have
actually.
a gun?
It'll be interesting to see how this
did?
legally
He'll get-
stands
that's
up.
what's- He will get a criminal charge and it will stick, but my guess is he's going to plead something.
Yeah.
So he's going to admit to maybe 1 or 2 counts of child endangerment or something, not get any jail time, but it will set a precedent. Actually, it really won't set a precedent because it's going to be a plea deal. I don't think he's fighting it tooth and nail.
They might change the laws over this.
He's not going to worry about. It's going to have to do with the jury, not the fucking laws. The jury's either going to fucking
No, they might change
go or
the law.
not.
Put it then.
Well, yeah, but they're just going to put every situation under scrutiny. Where
Yeah, but see,
if
look
an
at-
officer fails to
look at
save
Secret
Dan,
Service.
but he does save you, did he do enough to actually save both individuals?
Look at
So,
Secret Service, man.
I think here was such egregious
oh, I don't disagree.
that he didn't even
No.
try.
I don't disagree. I'm surprised his fellow officers didn't give him a good beat
What he
down.
should have done if he was going to be a scaredy little fucking cat is fainted or something. To at least they medical. Pull the Fred Sanford. It's the big one.
I'm coming, Elizabeth. I'm coming.
Probably wasn't
I
much
love
for fellow
Red
officers.
Fox.
He's just a security
That show
guard,
wouldn't
right?
make it today.
Oh, hell no. Well, how many of them would? I mean, All in the Family or Jeffersons.
School resource officer. He was
He
still a
said that,
deputy.
so he was
That's freaky
his
fast.
background was legal.
Yeah.
And I got no gas.
The Breckenridge
And he retired-
distilleries there.
He retired right after that.
I'm
That's
faster
that
than
bourbon
they are.
stuff you like, that Breckenridge.
Oh, it's right there.
They're gonna be there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're one of them. It's more than just beer.
Yeah, there's no way we're
Wine.
going to drive home
You're
tomorrow.
welcome.
If
Now I
there's
gotta
whiskey
find
and
it.
beer and
Where are you going?
You'll
Okay,
walk.
okay.
You'll walk home.
Perfect.
No garden.
No garden.
no.
Thank you very much so much.
It's
You have a
Thank you, Tom.
Oh, you're going to Manitou.
Thank you so much, Tom.
No, we're going to Manitou tonight.
It's not the burger.
That place is fun.
No, that's in a couple of weeks. We're out for that. So that's in Vail. Burger
Yeah, that's
battle.
awesome.
Alright.
Which burger will win?
All right, let's see which one's wrong.
Look what I put up with here. Look at what you have a ham, no garden.
If you have a history.
No,
Hi,
Jimmy
guys.
Johnson.
Jimmy
Tom
Johnson.
Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, Michael's got a follow-up call on insurance, Liberty Mutual Insurance, and a home claim. Do you remember what this was, Suzanne? Do you remember this call? Michael, refresh our memory on this original call you made.
Yeah. first of all, my house burned down in 16.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then so on and so forth.
It burned down in 2016, but what was the main deal?
What it burned down from?
No.
Or...
What was the original problem, and what is the follow-up? What was the original problem?
Okay, the house burned down, and then 2 years to get it back to I could live in it.
Right.
And then it's half done, basically, in my opinion.
And how come it's not completely done?
They say they're holding something like 30,000, and then I got that company out of Rescon that they highly recommended.
Okay, so why are they holding? Why isn't it done?
They've never closed on the first original claim, and that was my basement.
Wait, so while it was being something happened while it was being built from the fire, something else happened.
Basically, I used up all the money for hotels, and I ended up living with my kids.
But wasn't there two things? Wasn't there a fire and then something else?
Basically, like personal property.
Okay, I thought there were two claims while it was being built. I thought there was a flood or something. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, that one was the first one, and it had roughly 4 to 6 inches of sewage in the basement.
That's right. So you had a flood, but that's all you had is one flood, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like my third or fourth claim against Liberty.
What were the other claims?
I got big trees in the front yard. They're, I believe, cottonwood.
Okay.
One of them fell over and busted the neighbor's fence.
Okay.
Other one
So anyway, where does it stand right now? What are you calling about today?
I had the flooring guy come over. He was with boy, now I can't think of the name, but they are very professional and they're nationwide. Empire, I believe it's called.
And what did you have them come over for?
To replace all the laminate floor in the middle level and the bathroom.
As part of this insurance claim?
Correct.
Okay, so what's the issue?
They are very professional. I would recommend them.
Okay. And what is the point then? What is there something we can help you with?
I was curious on your countertop guy, the granite.
Yes.
And I've got the kitchen in granite like I want it.
Yes.
But the 2 bathrooms, I just need cabinets, and I've got cabinets, but they're cheap. And
so you are okay. So you're talking about Mitch Floria? Are you looking for?
I guess the guy that you talk about all the time.
Right, Mitch Floria, and it's Art of Granite. Suzanne can help you with that. Now, Lewis, what's going on with this accident with a semi-truck?
Yeah, am I on?
Yes, you are, sir.
Yeah, May 1st, I was driving up I-25, and traffic came to a sudden stop. I swerved to avoid the guy in front of me. My vehicle hydroplaned a little bit, and as I was correcting that hydroplane, I hit the guardrail there. About 3 seconds later, a semi-truck hit me, and he hit me so hard, he knocked me 83 feet.
Did anyone get a ticket?
I got a ticket for careless driving, and the state trooper never once even interviewed me at the scene.
Okay,
I was there for about 10 minutes or so before the ambulance people took me to the ER.
Okay, so are you claiming, are you going against the semi-truck driver? Are you talking about injuries now or property damage?
Well, property damage, I do have a lawyer that's doing something about injuries, and I really don't even know what's going on.
So what about your car? Do you have collision coverage?
No, all I had was liability.
Okay, so you're wondering who's going to fix your car?
My truck is completely totaled. It looks
Here's
like
the thing. They're going to say it's your fault. You got ticketed. They're going to the semi-truck company is going to say we couldn't avoid you.
Yeah, I think there's enough evidence to prove that the semi-truck driver was either distracted or something.
How much was your damage?
My truck is probably it was probably worth about $20,000, and it's totaled.
$20,000. Why didn't you have collision coverage on a $20,000 vehicle?
Basically, I paid it off, and then I tried to save some money.
Okay, so you're going to have to sue the semi-truck company for $20 grand. It's a property damage claim. Your personal injury attorney won't handle that usually. You're going to have to find an attorney to sue them or do it yourself. I mean, there's no way around it. They're not going to voluntarily pay you. Nothing we say is going to get them to pay. Who's the company?
Heartland Express.
They're going to fight you tooth and nail.
Yeah.
Because
and the state trooper, I talked to him after a week or so after the accident, and I'm like, why didn't you write that trucker a ticket? And he goes, well, I considered writing him a ticket.
But he didn't.
He hit you so hard, but he said there wasn't enough evidence.
He's saying he could not avoid it. It was raining out?
It had been raining.
Why did you hit the guardrail?
I hydroplaned a little bit.
But why?
As I was swerving from the traffic that came to a quick stop.
But why weren't you attentive enough not to have to swerve?
I swerved because, I mean, who knows if the guy in front of me was distracted or not. I'm not going to take a chance of smacking somebody. I had a good 4 seconds of following time between me and the car in front of me.
You know, Lewis, I wish I had better news for you. This is a very complicated case. It doesn't get solved easily. This is a lawsuit. You have to sue for your damages, and they're going to fight you. They're going to say it was your fault. Are they coming after you for any damages on the semi?
I don't even know what's going on. My insurance company, they're not calling me back.
Who's your insurance company?
It's Auto Owners Insurance.
Well, that's a good company. And listen, I'm telling you that they're dealing with this semi-truck company because the semi-truck company is coming after you for damages.
Right.
And you want to go after them for damages. You're going to have to do it on your own. Your insurance company won't do that because you did not have that insurance.
Right. When I went to court, they knocked the ticket down on mine to a defective vehicle.
I know. That's just for negotiation purposes. Listen, Lewis, again, you're going to have to file in court. And it's going to have to be district court because of the amount, and you'll never do it alone. You need to get an attorney. We have more coming right up.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Russ Kaminsky Mornings, Sean Hannity at 1, KHOW.
What did you detect the vehicle? Very much. We're saying his tires were bald?
Network stocks are sharply higher in afternoon.
Oh no, if you go to court, they'll reduce it.
Almost every time.
If your driving record is good and you go to court, they'll reduce it. They'll give you a plea bargain.
He could even some more car calls for the damage on the side rail that he had, huh? They could go after him.
The jobless rate holding steady at 3.6%, a half-century low, and average hourly earnings rising.
Yeah, my wife was speeding a couple months ago. I went to court with her, and they gave her a defective headlight. So the nice thing is,
wow, that's 0 points.
The nice thing is, it's no points, but it was still a $250 ticket.
They give you a ticket for that?
No, they'll still give you the fine. You don't get out the fine.
You guys see there's already a fucking wall out there since the show started? What?
Hey.
Wait till you leave.
For what?
Be glad you got a raccoon and not a raccoon dog.
Oh, I saw that thing, man. It's over in like Ireland or something.
It's over in the UK. Yeah, it attacked a pony and a freaking goat.
Dude, did you see the real picture of it?
Yeah. Well, you're talking about that one?
No, I'm talking that one right there.
That's a poodle.
In fact, that's what's in our barn. Except it's bigger.
That attacked a pony?
Fuck, dude, look at that thing.
They were escaped from a zoo or something, some sort of a capture.
They took a raccoon and a fucking dog and made that thing in China. Those Chinese are always making their shit.
German geneticists.
They taste better that way.
They're a little dry though. You got to dip them.
You guys remember when Kentucky Fried Chicken, they were getting blamed for having these genetically engineered chickens with 5 drumsticks and fucking 18 wings.
Oh, they accused them of being rats too. Remember? Or no, iguanas. Iguanas were they accused them of.
Iguanas. Love iguana.
It tastes just like chicken.
So there's a line, huh?
Man, this place looks nice, man. This campground. Have you ever eaten?
Dude, it's a nice area.
Have you ever eaten at the Cliff House?
Yes.
Is it good?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
That's top notch right there, dude.
Is it? How far is that from where we're going to go?
It's where you're going. The
Okay.
Manitou is here in the Cliff House. That's right there.
How about the Briarhurst Manor
Same
Estate?
thing. That place is fucking awesome.
Which one would you go to out of the two?
The Briarhurst, probably.
Okay.
There's some cool places down there.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize, what's that whole area called again, that big hotel or whatever? I always want to say the Gaylord. It's not that, though. What is it?
The Stanley?
No,
that's over in...
It's the one in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, the real big place down there you guys are famous for.
The Broadmoor?
Yeah, the Broadmoor. I didn't realize the history of that place and shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool, actually. Martino goes there occasionally and spends a weekend with Stephanie. I don't think I've ever been to the Broadmoor in all these years. I don't know why I'd go. It's just right down the fucking road. The Gaylord up here is beautiful now. You guys have to check that out.
Is it?
It's right out by the airport.
That's what I heard.
It makes the Broadmoor look like
That's
a
what I
fucking
heard.
Motel 6.
Matter of fact, my wife was telling me she's got some cousin that works out there, so we can go spend a night out there for $100 anytime you want on her.
It is so...
And they say it's fucking awesome.
It's not... I'm sure the Broadmoor service level and stuff is nicer, but as far as pure size, this thing is a monster, man. It is so big, it's like its own little city.
Did you stay there?
We've stayed there probably 5 times, and we did the local deal like you're talking about. They don't have it anymore. It ended if you didn't book in April.
Is that what it was?
Well, no. If you know someone that works there, that's a whole different thing.
Right.
But this was anybody that had a Colorado license for the first 3 months they were open. They could book later dates, but you could get a room for $119. Like right now, if you go anywhere, they're $300 a night. They ain't worth $300 a night, not by any stretch. And then we went there for the Super Bowl. They got a sports book there that has got the second largest LCD TV in the country in the sports bar. The number 1 is Dallas Stadium. So picture this TV. Now, it's a little different because the one in Dallas is more of a huge, like, rectangle. This one is fucking probably... How long would you say that was? Did you come up there? Oh, I thought you came up. It's probably like... Fuck, man. 30 yards long.
Yeah. So you're going tonight? You gonna stay tonight and tomorrow night, or are you coming back?
Yeah, we'll come back Sunday. We're gonna go to this brew fest up here.
That is so cool.
It's one of the best brew fests in the country.
And is it Manitou?
It's actually, I'm sure you've heard of it. Hold on.
Here it says, Huntress glows after eating black giraffe. It was delicious.
Giraffe?
Yeah.
Who ate giraffe?
This one lady, American lady.
She ate giraffe and
She
died.
shot it. I don't know. Would that be much of a sport to shoot a giraffe?
Have to be a pretty big caliber weapon, boy. I have to be shooting at least a .375 Weatherby.
This place is at...
It's a pretty big giraffe.
Dude.
Tell me if you've heard of this.
It's just that Asian male that they donated to the... No, this is from Africa. Or was it an Asian?
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 713-825. I want to remind you about Colorado bathrooms and more. Avoid them like the plague. This guy seems to open up businesses, then close them after collecting money. He's at 303-8808. Sign of the devil. 8666. So avoid them. Chris Ford, president, he was nonchalant about taking all that money, saying, well, you know, sometimes people just go out of business. That's the way it is.
That's the way life works, Tom.
Oh, yeah, that's the way life works.
I like how he'd ask, which company did he book under?
Yeah, like, what did he book under? No, that one's out of business. Oh, damn, this one's still in business. Okay, we got to work on that. Anyway, that's Colorado Bathrooms and More will be on our Sleaze Brigade. They were featured as an excellent company by Haystack, Colorado. I don't know when that happened. It's on YouTube here. We got to look that one up. Yep, they were featured. When were they featured? No. Oh, 2011. So anything could have happened. Maybe they were good at one time. Who knows?
Chris Ford, president and founder, 303-880-8, sign of the devil. That's 8666. Okay. Lewis, what's going on with you, Lewis? You said you hit a guardrail. Oh, no, this is another Lewis. Okay, Lewis, another Lewis already. Okay, what's happening with you?
How's it going, sir? So I just had a family law incident that went totally opposite of, what it should have been.
Do you mean family law like with children involved?
With my son, yeah.
Man, I'll tell you, Lewis, almost no one is happy with family law decisions. What happened?
Okay, so in 2017, this situation happened with mother. We've been divorced. I haven't talked to her for about 5 years.
What happened in 17?
Okay, 2007. Can I read that a little bit on the floor? Or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, on November 17, 2017, Ms. Martinez, known as she hit the children, attempted to stab individuals in the home. Per this report, she was arrested. She threw a little metal train at the youngest child and hit him in the eye. So I received my paperwork not until February. Nothing happened. February.
Were her parental rights terminated?
They were not terminated. That's the thing. I mean, she was terminated she was arrested for like 2 weeks. She got out and then she had to take numerous classes. I even had to take a lot of classes, and I wasn't even no part of it. This happened in the Bryan area, the Denver area, and I was nowhere near that. But all
right. So what happened? Did you share custody?
Okay, nothing happened. The kids I have one child with her.
Yeah, but did you guys share custody?
There was no custody was given to at the time. Yes, but custody was given now to her parents instead of me.
Why?
So, I have no idea.
So hold on, custody was taken away from her?
From her? No, not from her. She's actually seeing the children more than me now.
No, but you just said it was given to her parents, so it was taken away from her.
Okay, yes, okay. Yes,
why was it taken away from her, Lewis?
Because she, like I said, domestic violence and she tried to stab
But that
the
was in 2017. What happened recently?
And recently, that's just what it is. The case barely ended 2 months ago.
Okay.
We went to court. I had to take therapy classes. I had to take family classes.
So final court order was that children go with grandparents.
Yes. Yes.
And you wanted them.
Well, I have one son. Yes, one son with her, and I wanted my son. I think it's rightfully that I was no part of this.
So I understand. Well, why didn't they grant you sole custody then?
And nobody has a thing. It was a GAL.
Do you have an attorney?
I did. I had an attorney at the time, but it got too expensive. Yeah, so I didn't. I ended up. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons. I mean, you weren't represented well. So
yes,
you can appeal this decision.
Yes. And I can appeal it, and they want to move it back to another area because they're trying to connect it to something else now. So
what do you mean connect it to something else?
So they said in like 2011 or something, they're doing a case with what happened to her, but it's in another county. So there's going to be two counties.
But what about you? What did the investigator find about you?
And that's exactly what I'm saying. I was not. I volunteer for my church.
Lewis, what does the report say about you?
Okay, it says, let's see.
That's what I need to know.
Okay, Mr. Roki has parenting time every weekend. We feel he is undeemed to take care of his children at this time because he's not cooperating as far as doing my classes. So that's what it is. And
okay.
I did my
There you go. There you go. I'll bet you can get your parental rights back in full bloom if you just go to the caseworker and say, what do I need to do? And then do it.
But, sir, I did that. I took parenting classes. I had therapy classes.
What do they mean that you're not cooperating?
And that's what I'm saying. Exactly, and that's what the problem is.
Are they lying about that?
They are. And there's a lot of lying. I mean, family team meetings, this is all one-sided, from the guardian ad litem, which represents the kids, to the child support tech.
No, they're not all going to lie about you, Lewis. I'm sorry, Lewis. Lewis, let me tell you something, man. I've looked into so many of these. Mm-hmm. Not everyone lies. Okay, maybe one might get it wrong. They don't all do it together.
Okay, yeah.
If they're all agreeing that the kids are better off with the grandparents, there's a reason for it. What you ought to do is not dispute it, but say, what do I need to do to get custody of my biological son. That's it. Don't concentrate on anything else. Don't go to the past, just that. They don't terminate parental rights forever.
Okay,
so your rights are temporarily suspended. They're not going to say you can never have your kids. You need to work on a plan. Okay. They would love it if you go to them and say, what do I need to do? Don't dispute it. If they say go to classes, don't say, I've been to classes, I'm not doing that. Say, well, I thought I went to classes. Where did I fail in that? You do it constructively. Please, Lewis. That's what I think the problem is. They're looking at both parents, shaking their heads and saying, you know what? Let's get these poor kids with the right parent. I mean, with the grandparents for safety. I would do that. Call us back, and we'll get you in touch with an attorney. But that's the very first thing I would do. Talk to the caseworker, write a letter to the judge, do whatever it takes to find out an action plan. That's what you need to do. Okay, guys, we heard about winterizing vehicles. This email wants to know, do you have to do anything to summarize a vehicle? That's a good expression. Wait, really? Is there anything you have to do to summarize vehicles?
Nothing really as far as transmission or transfer case. No, I mean there's just your regular maintenance that we normally, servicing the transmissions, transfer cases, differentials, but nothing as far as what you want to look to for weather related.
Coolant is important.
It is extremely important. You want to make sure that the cooling system is serviced.
How often for coolant?
Well, it depends, because now there's coolant that's 5 years. There's coolant that's it just depends on the year of the vehicle, because now they're different time frames.
Well, and a lot of times, too, you want to actually test the coolant. You can test.
Does that really work when you test it with those gravity testers?
Yes, most definitely. And what happens is over time, they'll actually start to carry its own electrical charge inside the coolant, so which can actually deteriorate other metal parts inside the vehicle. Anything that the coolant actually comes in contact with.
So the coolant's tested for thickness and all that?
Yeah.
And
electrolysis. Electrolysis, exactly. So the acidity inside there will actually start to eat apart other metal components.
All right. That's when it comes to the coolant. What about belts and hoses? That's the same as you would do for any time of year, right? You just check them.
Yeah, repair and replace as needed.
303-713-8255.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts.
So,
travel
are
across.
They putting like anode rods in there then to help?
No.
Just change the fluid.
Just change it. Just flush it out.
Did I do Lazara?
Yes.
Yes.
And that was one of the bigger reasons they changed to Dexcool, is because the green polyethylene glycol, or ethylene glycol rather, would actually carry a higher electrical charge, and so the more sensitive coolant temperature sensors and level sensors were getting erroneous readings because of electrical charge inside the coolant.
Coolant doesn't matter what, do certain radiators have a specific coolant?
You can't mix green with orange.
Yeah, you can never mix coolant.
You don't ever mix coolant. How about if you totally flush it out and put it?
Yeah, you can't mix green with orange, but you can use the yellow with the green or the orange.
It's
So yellow's
universal.
Yellow's universal.
But yeah, if you have like a Toyota, they use a pink coolant, and you gotta.
Let's talk about IconEyeCare.com. If you're looking for cataract surgery, by the way, they do that. They do LASIK, and then they do cataract surgery with a twist, a clear lens exchange, where you can get brand new lenses. Now, you don't have to have cataracts to have the clear lens exchange. I had it done just because I wanted perfect eyes. I didn't want to choose near or far or do that terrible monovision. I wanted both eyes to be able to focus, and I can with these new lenses. You can get them at Icon Eye Care. You can also get minor touch-ups with LASIK, of course, if you're not aging and you're far off from getting new lenses, whatever you want. Icon Eye Care is the one to consult. IconEyeCare.com. 866-GOT-ICON. 866-GOT-ICON.
Growing your starter home.
Yellow. Always buy yellow.
Unless it's what goes in your car, really.
Right? Well, like I say, if you...
Always be careful, because you mix the wrong coolants, you'll make Jello.
Right, you make peanut butter or something.
I'm not kidding you. It'll gel.
Never drink
Now you tell me.
It's good for raccoons.
It's good for raccoons.
Man, it tastes good.
They stopped using it in Dr. Pepper, too.
The cat loved it.
It costs us so much fucking money to flush that out of the system.
They damn near have to kill him.
Licking it. What?
They damn near have to kill him in order to do it.
Oh, it was terrible, but it lived, the son of a bitch.
That would really suck. You put all the money into it.
That crystallizes their liver.
Yeah. I said they'd flush it out. They did. It was successful.
Did you see it lick it? How'd you know it did it?
We saw it lick it, and it was on. Either I was changed or something. It was in a bowl. I didn't know.
Well, and what's strange is they say calves can't taste sweet, so I don't know what.
They love it. They love it. The Siamese cat years ago.
So go to Plexident if you have any hail damage or dings. It doesn't take away from the value. You get a $500 discount for big jobs for all Martino listeners. 303-619-6273. 619-6273.
Yeah, anymore. Winterizing and summerizing. Don't even really do it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta.
It's just factory scheduled maintenance now.
Switch out your winter air for your summer air.
Yeah.
The humidity level is different inside the air. So when you put in the winter air inside your tires, then it expands, and then you get the condensation in there. So you gotta change it out.
The shoes and socks.
Yeah, exactly.
What's interesting is all the new stuff.
I use helium.
Maintenance intervals.
It takes the weight off the vehicle.
Lifetime
and I get a lot
fluids.
better gas mileage.
They're either 100 or lifetime.
But those tires sing.
Lifetime of the warranty fluids. That's what they are.
I sucked out a helium balloon one time, man. Suzanne was in the kitchen, I was in the family room, I was going, listen to me, I'm talking real funny. And I took about 4 or 5 huge ones. I fucking passed out cold, hit my head on the coffee table, and woke up on the way, started understanding what was going on on the way to the emergency room.
Isn't there one thing they call the whippet that people used to get high from?
That's from the, what do you call
whipped cream can.
Whipped cream, yeah, I did that before.
What?
The CO2 in the whipped cream.
Yeah.
Is it CO2? Is that what
basically robs you of oxygen.
This guy knew the vice right away.
Hell, I got one of my cars.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Ed's got a 56 Chevy.
Yes, I do.
What's happening?
Well, I put a new engine in it, so when I did that, I decided to do new clutch, pressure plate, and throwout bearing.
Now, is the body in good shape?
Oh, yeah.
Is this a show car?
Well, most people call it that. To me, it's a daily driver.
Whoa.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Why not?
Why not? Right, exactly.
They drove them in 1956, so I can drive them now.
You sure can.
Yeah. Anyway, what's happening is it's a large engine, 383 stroker, about 500 horse.
Yeah.
And new clutch, like I say, all that stuff, but it's starting to slip, and it doesn't have 100 miles on it. Now, the guy that helped me said, well, you should have put a much bigger, stronger clutch in it. But even if I put an old stock 56 clutch, I should have got 1,000 miles.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. I mean, guys, what do you think?
Well, I mean, the first thing I'd be looking at is, whether or not the actual combination with his flywheel and his clutch are actually made up properly, where he's going to get a proper clamp load, so to avoid the slipping. But is it all the time, or just when you're really into that engine?
No, not all the time. When I get into it, yeah, it slips.
When you get into it, okay. So yeah, you may have too small of a disc. You may have to get a larger disc, or move into a puck design. So instead of having the round where you've got the individual pucks that go around it, in order to hold on for that motor.
Ah, okay.
Do they have centrifuge clutches anymore?
You mean
the kind that when they spin fast enough,
centrifugal?
That's what I meant, centrifugal.
Yes, they definitely do. And the idea is the faster it goes, is those counterweights actually create more and more of a clamp load.
Right. So you can idle, and you don't have any...
Right,
anything.
just as you speed up, because under centrifugal force, the pressure plate will naturally want to actually lose clamp loads. The idea of those counterweights is to actually create more and more of a clamp load as you get into that engine.
So Ed, the clutch that you put in, did you match it to the flywheel?
Yeah, I did.
Is it all original factories? Not original factory, but original parts.
The size and stuff, yes.
Yes, that's what I meant. All the specs.
10.5, and I'd love to put 11 in there, but the bell housing, etc., wouldn't let me go with 11.
Yeah, you may have to switch out to a puck design or something a little bit more heavier. If you've got enough engine, you can pull.
And
right through that clutch.
How do you switch that out?
He's going to have to pull the transmission back out, slip it all down. and then get a hold of a clutch manufacturer, whether it's Luke or Center Force or whoever it is.
Now, we're not talking about an automatic, right?
No.
Yeah, okay. So...
what did you do to the flywheel when did you replace it, or did you have it machined, or is it just the way it was when it was in there?
But you're saying that could be flopping it out?
Well, if it's glazed or cracked or something, it may not be.
No, the flywheel was machined.
Okay, well, you did have it machined.
The whole deal. Definitely. By an engine builder. I mean, none of this backyard stuff.
No.
And you drive this every day?
Well, not every day, but
What are the seats like?
Oh, they look stock bench seat with, but they're not because they've got leather and stuff.
Did you buy it already done, or did you do it?
I bought it done. I didn't want to roll around in the garage for 3 years building one, so I said I want one done.
And just out of curiosity, what did you pay for that?
$25,000.
God.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money, and that was before the engine.
Do what?
That was before you put the engine in it?
Yes. I've had it.
So what do you have? What do you have invested in this thing altogether?
3,000, about 28, 29.
You could have gotten 2 brand new Hyundais. I
didn't want a Hyundai.
With Bluetooth. You would even have Bluetooth.
My wife's got a Hyundai. I don't want a Hyundai.
You would have had a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
And this whole clutch problem would have never have come up.
Now, are you planning on trying to fix this clutch again yourself?
Well, probably will.
Okay.
Probably will. So,
call over. There's a place called WAWD. It's down off of Santa Fe and Dartmouth. 303-777-4100. Talk to Donnie.
What do they do?
They sell different automotive parts, but Donnie has a really good background in clutches, and he can help set this guy up.
Well, I talked to him. He helped me with the throwout bearing because I was having problems. I couldn't figure it out.
If you have the improper height, that can definitely cause a problem, yes.
Yeah, maybe I'm too... it could be too tall now. Okay?
Well, how far is the clutch releasing off the floor?
Maybe 2 inches.
That's a little high. I'd just try to drop it down to about 1 inch.
It should drop with just 1 inch off the floor? It should grab?
You should start to feel it start to grab.
Okay, listen, in the interest of time, Ed, we can't continue with your 56 Chevy, but I'm personally thinking you're buried in it, but he loves it. I don't know, guys. What are those? Are they still in demand?
Oh, yeah. Beautiful
They're worth
cars.
a lot of money.
They are worth...
If it's
really?
nice, it's worth a ton of money.
I'm surprised it's only at $30,000.
Oh, wait. That did not shock you that he has $30,000 invested?
Not close.
Not if it's a show car. I mean, those guys have way more than that in those.
And even more so if it's a 2-door.
Right.
Now, I don't like when they take those hot rods and they make them all look the same inside with that generic kind of cloth. You've seen them, the gray interiors with the molded parts. You can tell they're buying them somewhere. They're not like original pretty. They're pretty, but they're kind of like all generic, those insides. I like to see, if you're going to go that far, then do something with the interior, like two-tones or, inlets in the leather seats. And a lot of them go with cloth seats, I think, because they start running out of money. I mean, or maybe they can't find a leather worker for those. Or did they come with leather back then? I don't know.
I think they just get lazy. I mean, there's plenty of good upholsterers around town that can give you anything you want.
Oh, absolutely.
With enough money.
Is Auto Weave still in business?
Yes.
Yeah, Auto Weave's good.
Auto Weave has been around for years and years and years. Hot rod building in and of itself is a whole community. God almighty. There are people that they will spend out the nose. What I want to know is someday in the future, are people going to be rebuilding these Hyundais? Are they going to be rebuilding the cars we see today?
I don't see that with the Hyundai.
Or with anything. Are they going to be rebuilding the Chevy or the Charger that we have right now? Will they?
I think some of them will. The ones that have collector value.
How about the Yugo?
The Yugo they're not going to build.
They're always going to. Don't forget, this scumbag, stay away from Colorado bathrooms and more. His number is 303-880-8, sign of the devil. That's 8666. Stay away from that scumbag. Save all your problems for me.
How would you like that number? 8, sign of the devil.
Well, that was the same when I was here last time. You had the guy that had all the 6s inside his phone number. It was right before you took off. I don't even remember what the call was on. It's like, I wouldn't have called this guy just based off his number. It was like 1-866-666-666. That's a red flag and a half.
Sign of the devil.
I will. Yeah, you emailed me. I mean, yeah.
I got that right off his website.
Right, the one on his about Meet the Team, right?
Yeah, oh, you saw it too then, okay. I thought, well, I'll get you a picture.
Meet the Team, scumbag.
All right, guys, good seeing you. Enjoy.